coffee and hardcore, you fuck knockers. Fuck knockers!
Hey, it's Coffee and Hardcore, episode 8 of season 4. I'm Mick Cox, all the way from Parkersburg, West Virginia, and I'm with my good friend Wiley Willis from Chicago, Illinois.
What?
And we got a good show today. This episode is called Same Coffee Time, Same Hardcore Channel with the band Desist, formerly of Negro Terror. They're with us on this episode, and it's great.
It is great. It's long, though.
It is long. We kind of said we weren't going to do long episodes anymore, but honestly, hearing their story and what they got going on now and all that, we just wanted to let it roll. And honestly, I told you this before, we did the intro, that I am not going to edit it at all. I'm just going to let it fly.
Yeah.
And I think people, once they hear the story and everything, I think they'll know why. So
yeah, they'll appreciate that. They'll appreciate that.
Yeah. Plus, both guys have really smooth voices.
Yeah, very smooth.
They put our podcast podcast voices to shame. So.
Well, I don't think I have a good podcast voice. You do.
Well, I just did radio. I just did radio, and you'll hear they have really good radio voices as well. So
yeah, I'm just your hype man. I just do the But it was good because I've known these guys, these cats, for a little while, and I'm a Negro Terror fan. We've played some shows with them. Omar, rest in power, did a cover with us. He did the guest vocals to a Wesley Willis song on our record from 2019. That came out in 2019, and it was just good to hear what kind of happened, because to some folks, Negro Terror after Omar died just kind of fizzled away, but that's sort of not what happened. They tried to keep it going, and still hold on to Omar's torch and kind of keep it going and keeping his memory going, which I thought was pretty cool, honestly. And I thought it was important, but they'll explain to you what happened and why it is no more.
Yeah. And as someone, because you knew them and introduced them to me, so I was kind of on the outside and knew some things but didn't know everything. And hearing this story, I don't know, for me, was good to hear. And honestly, it made me a fan of the band Desist. Like, whatever they put out going forward, like I am going to definitely, like, already involved, but now I'm like, yeah, anything these guys put out, I'm getting. I want to. It's almost like, I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan now. So yeah,
because when the dudes are cool, and the music's good,
yeah.
Win.
So I know you wanna play a song before we go into this chat. So what are we dropping before we go into this?
We are going to drop Negro Terror, Voice of Memphis, with Omar singing on it and playing bass.
Yeah.
Let's do that now.
All right.
Shall we?
Yes.
Your ears will thank you. Boom!
Don't side with the other side. If you do, we'll find you. Wanna know what's
All right. Holy shit. I've been waiting for this one.
Yeah.
We got some superstars here.
Oh, not all that.
Come on. From Memphis, we have Cease and Desist, formerly Negro Terror. What is
Goddamn
up,
right.
guys?
What's
Introduce
up?
yourselves, please.
I'm Rico, the guitarist and vocalist of Cease and Desist, the former guitarist and background vocalist of Negro Terror.
And I am Raid Omar, and I am the drummer and background vocalist for Negro Terror, as well as Cease and Desist.
Yes, you
Nice to
both
be here.
are.
Mhm.
Let's talk about, oh gosh, was it 2018?
18 or 19.
18 or I think it was 18, wasn't it? The AMS.
Oh, yeah, that was
Festival?
18. That was 18.
Yeah.
So let me just start with saying that was my first time to Memphis, and we rolled up in the van, and I remember we needed to get some fizzy water, right? Because
Right.
we don't drink. So Bob and I asked Omar, like, hey, where's the closest store? He's like, oh, if you walk like 3 blocks down or whatever, there's a Stop and Save or whatever the hell they're called there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool, this will be fun. Oh my gosh, by the time we got back, we were sweating so bad.
Yeah. Y'all came in like September, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That heat is gnarly.
Yeah.
I
It's the
couldn't believe it.
humidity.
I couldn't believe it.
And it doesn't break until like October.
Nope.
Shit,
How do you
sometimes
deal with
December.
that? Oh,
You
Well, he
get
said
used to
sometime
it.
December. Yeah. We
Wow.
Well, I'm a Memphis native, so I'm low key used to it. So
And I've been in
Yeah.
the South my whole life, so I can't really, we just used to this shit. We see snow and freak the fuck out. We don't know what to do.
right.
We're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, it's snowing. Close the city down. Like, it's
yeah,
ridiculous.
everything, and everybody
It's
raced to
ridiculous.
like the supermarket and just like grab everything and act like the world's ending.
Them folks grab bread and milk. They miss the international aisle every time. I love it. Every time.
That's funny. Oh man. I'm a cold winter person
Word.
growing up in the Upper Peninsula. So that humidity just killed me, man. But I guess it's whatever you're used to, right?
Yeah, it's
Honestly,
deep.
you can have it. Yeah, as far as the cold, you can have it. I'm definitely.
I will take
I was
it.
born.
I appreciate
I was born in summer, so it's like, yeah, I'm a summer person all through and through. So yeah, you can keep it.
Hey, real quick before we jump in, talk about your Texas Cup. You were about to.
Oh yeah. As far as the for those that are watching here, this nice little beautiful cup.
Nobody's watching but us, but that's okay. It's a Texas Cup, by the way.
But yeah, basically got it.
Oh, in
and,
that case. dude.
yeah. What?
There you go. Let the fro out.
This ain't nobody watching and shit. I'm just like, fuck it. Whatever.
But yeah, as far as our cup, or this cup anyway, we got it on our trip to South by Southwest. Our very first time in South by Southwest.
That's huge. Congratulations.
I'm still kind of like, it's still sinking in. Like, we actually did South by Southwest, and
Yeah.
a friend of ours was fortunately a friend of ours came with us and recorded our whole set. And honestly, not to brag, but I think that was one of our better sets in like a while. Yeah.
You can brag. It's
Absolutely.
South by
Yeah.
Southwest.
It was dope.
You're allowed.
Yeah.
It was super
But
dope. The only thing that sucked was the parking. That was it.
it was two things. It was the parking and the
Parking,
cold.
yeah.
Yeah. It was windy. It was
See,
more
we
windy and
established the cold is good though, right?
I like the cold. He don't like the cold.
I can that's the thing. I can tolerate it, but it's like, if I had to pick, warm weather. But
Yeah.
anyway.
Okay. All right. I'll disagree.
It's because he looks better in tank tops than I do.
Oh, yeah. That'll do it, right?
He's like, let's show off. I'm like, no.
Dude, you have a great radio voice, by the way. Like, you should
Who,
be
me?
doing a podcast. Yeah, you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have a little YouTube channel that I'm still working on, like,
Ooh.
figuring out how to like do that and do it, correctly. Cause I got into watching a lot of YouTube over quarantine.
Mhm.
And I like, with all that time, you can literally watch people's whole careers from start to like now.
Mhm,
Yeah.
And it's
mhm.
like, man, these people just started out just like talking shit in their cars. And now like, they figured out a way to kind of like, so you're just trying to, do the whole, getting the message out by any means possible, even if I got to, trick somebody into laughing about something,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yes.
But it's a lot of me being pissy on there too. So I'm trying to get it like more like lighthearted.
Well, since like doing a podcast, how were we doing this 2019 or 2020? Did we start, Mick?
I think 2019.
2019.
I'll
Yeah,
get
we're
back
on
to-
season 4.
I'll double check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But ever since we started the podcast, I always listen for people with great podcast voice, and you are definitely one of them.
Well, thank you.
So
Thank
get on it.
I'm working on it. I'll do it. It'll be me and him. It'll be me and him because I got a good idea for one with my little encyclopedia over here. This man has vast amounts of knowledge, y'all. Vast.
Do
amounts.
it. I think everyone who's slightly interesting should do a podcast.
Oh,
we're
yeah.
barely interesting. It works for us.
We're barely scraping by.
You guys are,
I mean,
are more
people
interesting than we are.
People are getting it through these podcasts. All the wrong people and all the right people. So
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. So let's get into how Negro. You know what? First, before we actually get into it, if you want to put your hat back on, I want to take a screenshot so I can post it on our.
Okay.
On our
This is my unofficial season desist hat, even though it's actually just a Padres hat. But fuck it,
yeah, but it works, right?
it works. S&D. Fuck it. Like it works.
All right, let me get one more. Cool. All right, so let's get into this now. Mick, you don't even have to cut that. Just leave it. Who cares?
All right, I'll just leave it. It'll be funny.
So give some background for me too, because I guess I don't really know how exactly did Negro Terror start, because that's where it started.
Yeah, it all starts with Negro Terror.
Yeah,
It all-
that's
it all
Omar's
Yeah,
baby, right? Like
completely,
we got
utterly,
Yep.
man.
we got a huge story to tell here. So I hope Mick's okay, but I think maybe the time barrier we shouldn't have it for this one,
Oh yeah, that's fine.
because I think this is a story that really needs to be heard. It's a very important story.
Right
The
on.
Negro Terror saga. So start us off with Omar, how you guys met Omar, and how
Okay.
this came about.
So I met Omar. How did I meet Omar? Jesus. Musicians in Memphis. Memphis is one of those small cities where like you're always like one person removed. My first musical experience with him was working with him in his reggae band, Chinese Connection Dub Embassy.
Oh, I didn't know you were in that.
I wasn't in that. I was not
Oh.
in it, but I did do a song with them one time. It was like a 420 song, and I was rapping at the time, and they were like, "Hey, we're trying to do this reggae rap thing, but all these other guys don't really get it." Da da da. And I was like, "All right, cool." And so we did that, and then fast forward to 2000 and what? Help me out, right?
Oh, 2016.
Well, yeah, 2016.
Well,
2015.
late 2015. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
fast forward to 2015, Omar hits me up and he's like, "I got this idea for this all black punk band." And I'm like, "Okay, sign me up," because I also play guitar. So like, all right, and he starts breaking everything down. He's like, "I've had this idea. It's like 2009. It's gonna be called Negro Terror." And I'm like, "Negro what?" I'm with it. I'm with it. Let's go.
Yeah, it's
All
a great
right.
name.
It was so perfect. And then he described like his idea for the logo and like some of the songs he wanted to do. And everything he said to me was just like golden. I was like, there's no, like, if we don't do this, somebody else will, and they'll probably do it badly.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
who in the world is gonna think to sit there and take like a super white supremacist song and like flip it on its tail and make it for the people? You know what I mean?
Yeah. We're actually, you actually heard that already in the intro, listeners.
Right on. But yeah, so like he breaks all this stuff. I'm like, all right, I'm down. And I was like, I know this dude that played drums too. And little did I know that another friend of me and Raid's had told Omar about Raid too. So this is like him hearing about him twice. But it's yeah, like I said, Memphis is tiny. So yeah, and that was the beginning. We started practicing, and we went through like 2 slight lineup changes where we had like one dude playing lead guitar, but then he stopped showing up, and then he had another guy playing lead guitar, then he stopped showing up, and then it was like, all right, we'll just do this trio thing. And we did that, up until a point, and then his brother joined for a second, and that was like right before Omar got sick and everything.
See, I didn't know that. So how long was his brother in the band for?
Shit, like I would say less than a year, but more than 9 months, maybe. Something that sound about right, right?
I would say probably a little bit less than that, but
Really? Okay. He has a
And
way
he-
better he has a way better memory than me. That's why I'm asking.
And he played guitar, right? You said
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did
yeah,
he did
leads and stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. That's interesting because I know we're going to get into that too. That's part of this, but
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know how far, if you want to jump into that now or.
I mean, that's how you get a season. Like Season Desist has the.
Yeah, explain going into Season Desist, and we'll kind of
Okay.
like Quentin Tarantino it and come back.
Okay, so fast forward past like Omar, getting sick and passing away. R.I.P. Omar, as always.
2019, right?
Right,
Yeah.
2019. That was, sad business.
Yeah, he did a that cover song with us, Wesley Willis, and like 2 months after he sent it to us, he passed.
Yeah, I think he did that at Young Avenue when we was doing the recording for Paranoia.
Mm.
That's good. I know he was talking about that for a while, and I was like, "Are we involved?" He's like, "No, I'm doing backing vocals. We're gonna do this thing, da da da." And I was like, "All right, sweet, let's go."
Yeah.
So yeah, but so fast forward past all this, we had all types of stupid little arguments, and who owns what, and things that bands, if you get past a certain level, will have to go through. You'll have to sit there and sit down and go, okay, who wrote what, who was where, when, what, how are we going to divide this up? What is our legal rights to, and then what are we going to do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, real quick, explain. You guys did kind of blow up, right? Because so you did the cover, the Screwdriver cover, and you
Right.
did it called The Voice of Memphis, right?
Right. Instead of
Absolutely.
Voice of Britain, is Voice of Memphis.
And then that pretty much exploded, and you were on a channel, right? I'm not sure what the channel was called, but that got over like 7 million views or something crazy like that.
I think it's at like five something million right now, but
Yeah.
still, like, whoa.
Yeah, that's
that
insane.
That
It
whole
is.
situation
It
was
is.
a lesson, man, because they came out of nowhere and offered that video to us.
Mm-hmm.
So real quick before you jump back into it, I always want to know this. Did you record the music live, or was
No.
it recorded before? No, okay, you
No,
recorded it before.
that was recorded before. It says live. I don't know why. I always thought that was kind of weird, but no, we played that at a studio beforehand. They like set us up for greatness with that one. I really enjoy the people over at Bill Street Caravan.
Yeah, that'll live on forever. That's a great video.
Oh yeah,
We should put a link for that video, the Voice of Memphis YouTube video.
absolutely.
All right, continue. I'm sorry.
All right, so fast forward, past a whole bunch of just disagreements. We even found out that the brother done went and trademarked the name without letting us know, and we're having these kind of discussions. And we done had a million people try to mediate, and never really comes to anything. So, with what little legal knowledge I have, which is very little, I'm still very new to this entertainment stuff. I'm like, fuck it, we'll just perform as the Negro Terror. You know what I'm saying? And like,
Yeah,
that's happened before, right? And so we set up a show with our homie Mikey Glenn over, I think it was Growlers. And
now, so for the listeners, though, I'm sorry, I just wanted to know this.
No, go for it.
You is all the original members, you two minus Omar, and you got a bass player.
Yeah, we got
Right.
we got my best friend Ping to fill in.
Who started the band with Omar? You guys.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
Ping wasn't involved until Season Desist.
Right. I'm saying you two. Yeah.
Yeah. Us. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we decide we're gonna do that, and we start writing new material, and remembering the old material because it's been kept from us. So like, because this whole time, mind you, there's this record that's supposed to have come out that we didn't even have any access to. So like, we have to go back and look at old videos to remember songs and shit. All that BS.
So
And
back up on that real quick too. What
Mhm.
are you talking about? The bootleg?
No. The bootleg's out. That's out in the world, and that's I think some of it's streaming. But
You're talking about the bootleg that you guys released.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our first official EP that was called The Bootleg.
Yeah. So the Chicken Ranch Records one, the 7-inch, the blue 7-inch, that was different.
That was
the Voice of Memphis.
That was Voice of Memphis, and then I believe we had We Need Support on the B side, and that
Yep,
was
I have that record.
Yeah, and that was the same We Need Support from the bootleg. Yeah.
Okay.
So we set the show up and everything. We start promoting the show. Boom! We get hit with a cease and desist letter. We get
band name.
Right, like we get hit with a cease and desist. Oh no, but I didn't think of it then, right? I didn't think of it then. And so we go ahead and do the show, and we're starting now. People are seeing that we're like, okay, the Negro Terror is starting to kind of like make some moves again. So we're starting to get contacted again, starting to get booked again. I get a second cease and desist. I always have a hard time saying it now. But and this second one, I was already starting to talk to people and see what my options were. We get the second one, and it's from this law firm, and like all the lawyers I'm talking to are like, oh shit. Oh, they mean that shit.
Really?
They got such and such and so and so. I won't say who it was, but they got such and such and so and so. Then they spent some money. They ain't bullshitting no more. And I'm like, okay. And like the day after we get the second cease and desist letter, the website goes down, the Facebook page goes down, the Instagram page, all this stuff gets pulled for trademark violation.
Oof. So they submitted it all.
They submitted every piece of social media that they remembered and considered important.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure somebody's listening right now, but what they forgot about was the Twitter. They forgot about a lot of other stuff because,
not now.
Right. It's all changed to cease and desist now, so you can't do anything about it.
Okay.
You can't do anything about it. None of it says Negro Terror anymore, so ha. Like, I'm sorry. No, I mean, this shit hits me kind of hard. But
of course. Yeah. We talked about it behind the scenes too, and
right. You
kind of irritated me. Yeah.
But yeah, after the second cease and desist letter, and literally everything that we'd worked so hard for just being like taken away from us, like in an instant, I gave up for a second. I was like, fuck it. And then in the back of my head, the petty person inside of me said, hey man, go on that patent trademark website and see if cease and desist is a band name. So I go on the website, and lo and behold, there's a Canadian cover band named Cease and Desist. So I'm like, all right, wait a second. And then all of a sudden, the punk petty motherfucker in my brain starts talking, and he goes, hey, just change that first word. Seize. The nigga took it from you anyway, right? And I'm like, yes, Cease and Desist. So I type that in, boom, nobody's got it. Gotcha. There we go. New band name. We could play the same songs. Worst come to worst.
He told you could too, right? That was
he
verbal.
did. He did. And we still have every message, every text. So please try to say that you didn't, but you can play the same songs. Just don't be called Negro Terror. Okay, well, now that you forced us into the corner. And by the way, for those that are listening that have seen the Negro Terror Instagram, that's him doing all that. I have nothing to do with that.
Well, explain to people who him is. I think people might not know.
Him is his brother that was in the band with us,
for a little while.
For a little while. For months.
But he did not start it with you guys.
No.
Nah. He was definitely not shooting in the gym off the top. He was dropping his brother off at practice. Nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
But do you think because they're brothers, he feels an entitlement to the name?
Absolutely.
And what are your thoughts on that?
Right.
It's BS.
I've been talking.
Okay.
It's absolute BS. That's what it is. And it's actually like you said, it's just straight up entitlement. It's always disheartening when you have people who are either connected or people who are just a part of or barely a part of whatever circle and try and come in and take X amount of credit or take all the credit even. It's always disheartening. It's always disappointing. But these things happen. Worse has happened to certain bands as well. I'm happy that we are kind of in the other end of it now, and that we are kind of, well, not even kind of, but just actually just going full steam ahead with cease and desist. So I'm happy that we're in this other end of it now, and it seems that everybody's kind of gone their separate way. And so yeah, so but yeah,
Yeah.
absolute BS all the way around.
Yep.
So you think he's thinking with his feelings instead of his mind, what's actually going on?
It's a mixture
It's
of
both.
a lot of stuff. It's
Okay.
a mixture of a lot of stuff because I mean, I'm not gonna get too accusatory because I can only say what I know. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I understand grief better than most. I've lost a lot of my family, including my mother, my father, sister. I got a lot of people that's real close is gone. So I understand what it feels like to lose somebody that close to you. Sometimes you act out. Sometimes you push people away that really got your best interest in mind, but you can't really see it at the time. You know what I'm saying? You can't really look at it and go, oh, that person really's got my back. That person's really trying to make it easier for me. They're trying to take a load off of me. It automatically snaps into I gotta protect, I gotta protect, I gotta protect, I gotta protect. And it's like, okay, I get the feeling and I get the want to protect and everything, but who you protecting from? It's the homies, it's your boys. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's your
And
boys.
and it's kind of blocking in a way Omar's legacy, like for you guys to
Absolutely.
Yeah, it totally blocks it.
like for you guys to continue and
I mean,
and
we can only do so much. In all honesty, it blocks out a lot of stuff for him. It blocks out a lot of stuff for him because whether he likes it or not, just like when y'all decided to hit us up, when people want to talk Negro terror, they don't call him. You know what I'm saying? He has to force it into conversations. He has to
well,
come
he hit
behind.
us up also, as you know.
Exactly. So he's like, he's got to come
Right.
behind us as soon as he sees us post something about,
Mhm.
doing something like that. It's like, okay, let me hop behind that. And it's like, all right, you're gonna be doing that for a while because nobody sees you like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and it's not something where it's like we just wanted him not to be around. Like I'll admit, when we first got approached for him to, be officially in the band, we were kind of looking at Omar like, you did say Power Trio. Now all of a sudden it's not Power Trio, but also it's like, okay, that's your brother. All right, whatever, bring him on. You know what I'm saying? Cool, we all equal.
Yeah.
It's all good. And then, Omar passes and it becomes like a weird tug of war that shouldn't even happened.
How many shows did you play with him?
That I say that, like I said, we played because when he first started playing with us, he would play like the last song on sets. And it was right when we opened up for CKY, which was an awesome show. Like, yeah, he would like every once in a while he'd hop up and do like the last song with us. It was more towards the end of Omar's life where he was doing like whole shows with us and in the studio with us and all that. But
And
that's
to
go
add,
ahead.
and to add to that as well, with us noticing from the CKY show and onward, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Timing was somewhat, looking back on it, timing was somewhat opportunistic.
But
And
you
you
mean
can,
because you guys already built a name for yourself, kind of,
yep,
and
yeah.
and he
I mean,
kind of came on once you guys kind of blew up.
once it was looking like it was doing good, it was definitely you saw more enthusiasm, if you feel what I'm saying,
Yeah.
that's just the truth of the matter. Because like I hate to sound like I'm just shitting on the dude because I understand partially. I can empathize with a lot of shit, especially people losing people close to him. What I can't empathize with is just trying to just dismiss people and their accomplishments, because you want to put your brother up in front of everybody, which he's already there.
Right.
Like
He's
Omar's
been there.
legacy cannot be tainted by me, Raid, anybody, you, the president. It doesn't. No one can. There is nobody in America that can taint Omar's name.
I agree.
So it's like, what's the beef, yo? What is the beef? And that's something that I'm sure I'll find out somewhere in the future, you know?
Well, I do know behind the scenes, and if any of this is not okay to talk about, we can cut it out.
Oh, no problem.
I know.
I got no shame about anything that happens, so we can talk about it, you know?
But well, I do know as a Negro Terror fan, I was like, have you tried, just the fan of me, like
Yeah.
not thinking logically, like,
Right.
have you tried to actually work this out with them? And you're like, well, yeah.
We've given a lot of opportunities, and we've given pretty much every fair opportunity that we can.
Every bit of mediation.
Yeah, he denied it all, and basically all of that was shot down. And so, if it is, again, I'm gonna just go ahead and say this too: if it's not control, then it's a no go, according to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely have tried, definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
we've had mutual friends that, like, they'll come to us and be like, I don't get what his issue is. Or like they'll be like, I don't get why he's coming to me about this because I was never in the band. You know what I'm saying? Like it was
Yeah.
a lot of craziness, man, and just a lot of way. Like it sounds weird to say thank God for the quarantine, but it's like if it wasn't for quarantine, that would have been like a good 3 years just wasted. Arguing and bickering, like just the dumb stuff that, let's be real about it, most bands do get into once they surpass a certain level. But with this one, it was just like, it went from, hey, let's be a band, to, hey, I'm gonna run this and you're my employees. Okay, so you keep on doing all the hard work you were doing. I'm gonna control all the money, and I'm going to control all the dispensing of the money and all that, and the name and all that, and then I will just pay you. And it's like, but we helped build this. Like, this is very much it's like I bought the land and built the house, and you're like, all right, let me move in.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's my house.
And,
but it's
and
like,
charge your rent.
Right, and charge me rent. Like, what? Like, I thought we was doing this together. I'm sitting here thinking that I'm taking the load off of a grieving man. And as soon as it looks like I'm trying to do anything, let's be real about it, capitalistic, sell a shirt, you know what I'm saying? Keep the merch going, something to where we can keep some money flowing in, because we all know hospital bills is expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just be real about it. Like, everything was split. Everything was going to be split up to where that family was getting paid off of this.
For Omar's hospital bills.
For Omar's whatever, for Omar's cuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man created Negro Terror. Like, I didn't call him and was like, hey, Omar, I got this idea. I want to be in a band called Negro Terror. Like, he called me with the idea that he had sitting on the table for years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That and that's the thing that always ends up becoming the nucleus of any argument. It's like, well, my brother came up with it before he met y'all, and I was around, so blah 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 blah. It's like, so
yeah. So he hit me up a few times, right? So he hit me up once, and I didn't know what to say to it, so I kind of ignored it. And then he hit me up again, and I felt like I had to respond, and I did want to be nice. But I even reached out to Mick and our other co-host, who does the coffee and album reviews with us, and said, I don't know what to do here. Like, what should I do? And I had to think about it, and I decided, if I was going to have him on, it would have to be added to the end of this episode.
Right.
Because I felt like it would be both sides of the story.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm going to do that, or we're going to do that.
Right.
Because
I'll tell you the same thing I told other promoters who I won't name, because I don't want to put them out there like that. It is your show. You know what I'm saying? Do you? If you don't want to do it, that's cool. I just want to make sure that I'm not out. I want to make sure it's known that I'm not out here influencing motherfuckers what to do or what not to do.
Oh, no, you did. Yeah, you did influence.
I just have to make sure that's known real quick for all the listeners.
It's just, to me, like, I know Negro Terror is you two and Omar.
Exactly.
And when we played the show, it was you two and Omar.
Oh, and let me go ahead and get this out of the way, because I know this will be a part of any other narrative. The show that we played, the AMS Day,
Mhm.
this is one of the big things he likes to bring up. That's the reason why I'm untrustworthy. We raised money that day, right? We raised money for St. No, it wasn't St. Jude. I think it was for Labana that day, right?
Yeah.
I was the money man.
Yep.
All right. I, as the money man, fucked up. Put shit in a money order, lost the goddamn money order. Lost the fucking money order. Called Omar immediately soon as I realized I lost it, because for weeks I'm sitting there like, hey, when we go on this Labana, oh, we can't get in contact with the people up there. We can't get in the folks ain't picking up the phone. The office is playing, blah, 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 blah. All right, cool. What was it? A couple of months went by, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of months go by. I done fucked around and lost it in my damn house somewhere. And now I'm in a new apartment. So if it's anywhere in that house, somebody's getting lucky. But
Oh man,
yeah. So
that was a good show too.
It was a great show, and I want to thank y'all for coming down too, because that was definitely I learned a lot helping put on that show, and just learned a lot about about what I'm doing as a musician in this punk music shit. Like I learned a lot. But I do have to go ahead and put it out there, so it's not a hidden fact or me trying to hide what I did, blah, blah, because in his mind, I stole the money. I stole it and I used it for whatever. I don't know what I would have used it for besides bills, but he has this idea that I just stole all this money and I was keeping all this money from Omar and everything. And the thing is, we had a open band PayPal. Everybody had the password. Everybody had access to money. Omar was not a very technological dude, if you feel what I'm saying. He was old school to the core. You know what I'm saying?
I know Omar.
Yeah.
So you already know.
Yeah, he used to call me and we talk about God a lot.
Yeah, that sounds like him. So he was very, very old school with the technology shit. So he would hit me up being like, hey, can you send me yada yada out of the account? Boom. Okay. Sometimes I couldn't do it because we're about to buy merch. And it's like, hey, I need this so we can buy this merch so we can flip this. I'll get it to you after the show on Friday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Stuff you got to do when you manage your money. You got to be smart with band funds. But at the end of the day, that was looked at like I was keeping money from folks and yada, yada, yada. Like
from Omar's brother, you're saying?
No, from Omar. They said
but Omar's brother was the one that accused you of doing
that. Yeah. That's his whole thing, is that I'm just this big old thief and all I care about is money and yada, yada, yada. And it's like, look, man, do I care about making a living? Absolutely. Do I care about not having to, rough it all the damn time? You know what I'm saying? We got to rough it enough. Sometimes you want to be a little luxurious. Sometimes you want to go to the DoubleTree instead of sleeping in the van.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with sleeping at the DoubleTree instead of sleeping in the van. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong with a continental
especially
breakfast.
When you get older.
Right.
Yeah.
And Omar had back problems and stuff. I'm trying to make sure he getting these, getting these nice hotels.
Yeah.
So, you got to do what you got to do. But of course, people are going to see what they're going to see. So I just wanted to make sure that was out there. That's now the elephant's out of, the room or whatever. We can continue talking music.
Well, the reason, and I want Mick to talk on this a little bit, but one of the reasons why I'm not really interested in having his brother on is, to me, he wasn't the band. He didn't help start it, but also like we kind of got ourselves over our heads with the John Joseph thing. Like, I didn't know that we were going to kind of be put in the middle of a 40-year-old feud that was as raw as it was the day it started.
Yeah.
And he hit me up a ton. Like, so we recorded the episode. Mick and I, we've already talked about this on the Terror episode, but with Scott Vogel, but Mick just wasn't comfortable with it. And I was like, okay, we'll put it on our buddy's podcast, which is actually coming out soon. Tomorrow, right, Mick?
Yes, tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. My
Your
birthday's tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's coming on my birthday. But anyways.
Happy almost birthday.
Yes.
Thanks, man. But I just don't, don't want to get into it all. I don't want to. I think your story is important, and I do think the band was. And I'm just going to say it. This is the side that I lean on. I feel like the band was taken from you guys, knowing you guys more than I don't really know Omar's brother either.
And that's
and
the thing.
to me,
Like they have their reggae band, Chinese Connection, Dub
right,
Embassy,
which they're awesome.
That was right. That they do their thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think they're so good.
Right. Like yeah, like they have a whole thing. Like they for a long time they was running reggae in Memphis. Like if you threw a reggae show, you was probably using them as a background band or something. So like I don't get
they're good. They're good.
Absolute necessity to just be like, oh, we need this shit too. Like like I don't think I told you this. You know, they tried to get on our Chromax show.
You did tell me that.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, what are you doing? Like I would understand if like he somehow like reformed Negro Terror with some new dudes and decided to play, you know, the record and all that stuff.
But how? Like, how can he reform it with new dudes? I don't get it. I'm sorry, I don't get it. Like,
look, neither do we.
Then it's just the name.
That's it's just floating out there in the world now. It's just well, you know,
you guys wrote those songs with Omar.
Well,
yes, we did.
Well, we did write those songs with Omar. Again, I have to be all specific so motherfuckers don't get their panties in a wad. Omar came to us with those bass lines.
Yeah,
he had everything he wanted to do in his head. He definitely directed us in what we were doing with our instruments. At the end of the day, though, Omar didn't pick up a drumstick or a guitar. And not in front of us. You dig what I'm saying? If he did that somewhere else that we didn't see, you know.
So he gave you the freedom. He was the leader of the band. He gave you the freedom to put your specific parts down.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. And me as a guitarist, he definitely taught me the correct way to play punk. And not just punk, but how to play hardcore and how to do those, you know, the words escape me right now, the technical terms for how you pick and everything, but basically just playing fast, but playing fast and correct. You know what I mean?
And it was the same with me too, like, because I don't come from a punk background. So it was definitely a before Negro Terror and after Negro Terror with me as far as what I can do on drums. And so he was a big help as far as
he changed your all lives.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I had just got like when Negro Terror first started, I think I was still on diversion, right? I couldn't even lead I couldn't lead a county.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I got arrested and shit, and I was on some bullshit for a second. Like I really like I'm not gonna say I was out here lost, but like for a second, I really was just out here. Like Raid will tell you, Raid used to come over to my house and make beats, right? And this is how dedicated he is. This man would come over at like 2:00 in the afternoon, and me being me, I'm, you know, going through what I'm going through or whatever. I'm smoking and passing out. I'm waking up. It's 6, 7 o'clock. He's still making beats. He's on it. You know what I'm saying? So like,
he's passionate about it.
Extremely, and it got on me. You know, it passed. You know.
So that's when you were doing your hip hop stuff, like your rapping stuff.
Yeah, which I'm still doing. You know,
But I'm saying that's how you guys kind of got together, made music.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. We met at a Jay Dilla tribute.
Yeah. And we were working on something together now, as a matter of fact, but just nice little
just
plug.
in the studio.
Nice.
Yeah. And plus he needs material. Like he needs more material out here. I keep telling him all the time.
He's right. He's not wrong. And those are the friends you need, people. The people that always on your ass.
Yeah. Mick, what do you think about the whole thing? You've been patiently listening.
No, I was just going to say, as someone who's kind of on the outside, because Wiley introduced me to you all, like probably when we first started the podcast, or maybe right when the one song came out with Omar on it. And so I was kind of like, all right. And so started checking stuff out. And so I've only known you guys as Omar and you two. I didn't know, like, that's just on the outside. Yeah. From the outside, listening and checking stuff out, like that's it. I didn't. And then, you know, then even after the fact, finding out that he passed, it's like, oh no, And so
Right.
still listening to those songs, I don't associate them with anybody else but you three. And so that's why I was blown away when, I was excited because you guys were going to come on and we're going to have these discussions and conversations. And then like Wiley sends me this link or this screenshot of,
Yeah.
somebody
we had just
chiming in.
And we had just gone through the whole John Joseph Harley Flanagan
Right.
thing. And so like I
Right.
texted him, I swear to God, I'm not trying to be Ricky Lake or
No.
what's that one
You
dude's name?
happened
Jerry
upon it.
Springer.
Yeah,
Jerry Springer.
I
Yeah,
swear
mate.
to God.
You just happened upon it. It's not your fault. But I will say this though, for all the punk bands that are listening, and really for anybody listening that's trying to get into music and really take it seriously as a career path, please make sure you have your legal shit handled. Like,
Mhm.
get your legal
You never
shit
know.
done. Make sure, like, learn about your craft for real. Like, it's not just playing the guitar, playing drums, playing bass, screaming into a microphone, yada yada. That's the fun part. That's the cool part. But like, make sure you understand like how much you're owed for your writing, how much you're owed for your oh my God, what's it called? It's oh, there goes my brain.
Well, hey, on this note, right? I think this is a good segue into y'all kind of got a record made that you didn't even know about. A Negro Terror record.
Yeah, you turned us on to that one. Because
I'm telling you,
had
I'm a fan.
Clue. We had no clue, man. We looked at that shit. I was like, who the hell is Cortex Records? I
Yep.
don't know them.
I follow them. They put out some good stuff. I bought the record too, and so many people were on the page. Like, so I don't know if they actually sold out or if they took it down because you reached out to them. I don't know.
All right, so this is what happened, and
You do know. Okay, good.
Oh yeah, I found out. They finally got back at me. So they did sell out.
Okay.
But
Was
literally,
there
like
1,000 pressed?
I think it was 600.
Oh, 600. Okay.
Yeah. But the day that, yet again, and here we go again with motherfuckers following up behind folks. But as soon as that thing dropped and they tagged, the Negro Terror Instagram page that is really just, David.
Yes.
And the Cease and Desist page, David immediately hit him up and was like, yo, y'all can't do this. Mind you, I hit him up and was like, look, man, whatever money y'all making.
I thought he was the one that okayed it.
Nah. Nah, we don't know who okayed that shit.
No way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Apparently the punk community has a big bootlegging problem right now. I didn't know.
Wait a minute. So
Whoa.
Omar's brother did not okay that release.
No. He actually told that the reason why that page is down is because he told them to take it down.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And yes, I have the messages for anybody thinking I'm lying.
No, I don't think you're lying. I think that's crazy. So they seriously just went ahead and bootlegged that.
Yeah, straight up. They because I guess they did the pre-sale. The pre-sale sold out, and they were like, "Well, shit, we got all these people's money. We can press the record since we already got the money anyway, and we're in Germany. What they gonna do?"
Yeah, no, the records were already pressed.
Yeah, records is already pressed. So it's
because
like,
I got mine like 2 weeks later.
That's I really wish I had got up on that, but I also asked for a couple of copies, and I guess they sold them. So that's all right. I'm like, honestly, I'm not tripping on it because that just you're not, you're doing something right with motherfuckers bootlegging.
Yeah,
Dang.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm trying to wrap my head around this.
Right.
I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Like, how did they get the music? Was it just is it already out there? Or
so I'm gonna snitch on Cortex for a second, and no disrespect, Cortex. Much love to y'all. I hope we can do some business in the future someday. But
I think they owe you business.
I mean, I would say so. But I don't know. I don't know if they remastered anything, but that record is just the bootleg on a vinyl, which is awesome. Let me go ahead and say that. I don't want to sound like a dick, but that's literally all it is.
And they called it The Voice of Memphis too.
Yeah, which was weird. And they said we were assigned to Rock Against Racism Records, which like doesn't exist.
And wasn't it a picture of you and Omar in the back?
Yeah, which was fucking. That's how I knew. Look, that's how I knew David didn't okay that shit. I looked at the back of that shit and I told myself, I was like, there's no way David had anything to do with this because he would not have picked that picture. There's
Yeah.
no way. A picture at a show that he didn't play at?
Yeah. Or it would have just been Omar.
Right. It would have me thinking about how the way he thinks, it would have just been Omar. Or it would have been a picture of Omar with him slightly in the background. Like
yeah.
which there are plenty photos of. If you actually go look at that Voice of Memphis video, he's in it. He's just wearing a face mask and sunglasses. So
He's not playing though.
no.
3-piece.
No, he's
It's a
just
3-piece.
Yeah, he's just in the background.
Which everyone should check that out. You guys are at that skate park. It's such a
Yeah.
great video.
Oh my God, I love that. And that skate park's still there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, they haven't gentrified that part of town yet.
Are they still doing videos?
I mean, some people do, I
You
guess.
should hit them up again.
Oh, Bill Street Caravan.
Yeah.
I actually don't know, but I should hit them up again.
You
just to
should.
see. I
Yeah.
should.
Because that could be huge for you guys.
Man, much love to Christian Walker for directing that video, man. Because that was all his idea. He yet again, a lot of this stuff, people just came to us and we were just like, all right, cool. Let's do it.
But did you ever think that video would hit millions of views?
Shit, no, dude, man. When they
You said it was at like 5.5 or something
About
like
5,
that.
over 5 million now. Yeah.
Wow.
When
It
it
still
first started
trips me out.
hitting, when it
That's
first started
amazing.
hitting, it was crazy. 'Cause it
Y'all
was
went
like-
viral.
It was shit, we lost him.
Oh, we lost him.
Uh-oh.
He went viral and then left.
Right. Damn 2023. But no, like that joint, when it hit 100,000, director hit me up and was like, dude, we hit 100,000. Then a couple of hours later, he's like, dude, we're at 300 some odd thousand. And I'm like, what? This is how I found out about Reddit. I ain't know shit about Reddit. I ain't know nothing about Reddit. And apparently we got popping on somebody's Reddit thread and that shit sent us through the roof.
Oh.
Man, it's like stuff that you can't like remake. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff that just happens by accident.
Yeah.
And you just have to ride with it. Like I'm just really
Well, and then a
glad
bunch
there
of
was-
punk pages and hardcore pages were posting it.
Yeah. Like,
And
but
it-
it all
it-
started from that Reddit thread though.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was. I forgot what the name of the thread was, but man,
So some like bigger name Reddit user posted it.
I guess so. Like I'm
Wow.
still very new to a lot of internet stuff that's probably been around for a decade. I feel very old. Like like I said, I'm brand new into like watching YouTubers and stuff like that. Now that's like all I watch is YouTube. I'm just like, this is awesome. This is like you can watch whole documentaries, but
Yeah, it is awesome. Is he
Speaking-
trying to get back on, Mick?
Not yet. No.
Wow.
I'll text him. I'll text him. See
Maybe his
what's going
phone
on.
died. Was he on his phone?
Yeah, he might have been on his
yeah.
phone.
His
Yeah.
phone died.
Yeah. But speaking of documentaries, you
Or
can
he got a
find-
cease and desist from the podcast.
They took him down.
It took him down.
No, but speaking of documentaries, you can find the Negro Terror documentary on YouTube now for free. You know, at first,
Oh,
it was just
yeah,
on,
it was on
just
Amazon.
Yeah, now it's on
Yeah.
Amazon and YouTube. I think it might be on Vimeo. I'm
I
not
think
sure.
you're right. I think it is.
But yeah, so
They asked me to talk in that, and I was like, "No, I'm good."
no, man, you should have did it. You should have
No,
did it, man.
we had our bass player do it instead.
that would have been awesome.
I felt weird. It felt weird.
Dude, it
Yeah, because
felt
they filmed a
weird.
bunch of it at that show.
Yeah, it felt weird like having any like that whole it is something weird about being involved in a good idea. Up there he is.
There he
He's
is.
back. Like when Omar told me the entire ideas.
Welcome back.
Here I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes.
got you.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
cool.
But yeah, when he told me that idea, I knew that people were gonna look at it and go, I want to be a part of that. I want to help that. I want to do something with that. And that's literally how we got a lot of the stuff we got, like recording our record, our video.
He's
that got
talking about the
recorded.
documentary, by the way.
Yeah.
You go to okay.
Yeah, the documentary, everything was literally somebody being like, you guys are interesting. I'd like to document you. I'd like to help you record. I'd like to record a video for you. Like it was just so much love. And it was because of, the idea that Omar had was such a great idea, and it spoke to so many people.
For sure.
People it was weird.
I mean, come on. The name's like genius, right? Like that.
Super genius.
Like
I would have never came up with that.
For an all black punk band.
I
You
would've
guys were
never
really
come up with
good. You did some crazy covers. I know there's some things I can't talk about with that, but I heard some covers somewhere that I really, really liked.
Oh yeah. If you
I
check
don't know
out
where I heard them.
if you check out our YouTube page right now, we did a couple of those live.
Oh, okay.
So we at least did one or two of those live. But yeah.
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 That's as far as I'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll leave it there.
We'll leave it there.
Ooh, can't wait to get that phone call.
We can edit that out if you want.
No, I'm good. Look, at this point, I really don't care anymore because we've done all we can do. We offered this guy literally a percentage to sit at the house and do nothing.
Yeah, you did tell me that.
You know, like when you go that far, especially in the music business, when you sit there and offer somebody money to sit at the house, that's some old rock band shit. That's like some Ace Frehley and Paul Stanley shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
right.
And
what
you mean by that is you guys wanted to play as Negro Terror, and
Yeah.
you were going to give him a cut as a fifth member or a fourth member.
We were going to give that man 10% of whatever we was doing outside of show money just to sit at the house. So merch, whatever CDs we sold, whatever new music we dropped, he was getting 10% off the top.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, and this is
And you guys sold out 600 records in less than a day.
less than a day. Like the opportunities were, and to a degree still are, endless. But
Yeah.
when you got somebody that has an ego that tells them, I gotta be in charge, I gotta run stuff, I got a degree, blah 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 blah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and then you mix that with a lack of trust, and then you mix that with grief.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I'm
sad.
saying? Because at the end of the day, I want to make sure it's understood, as much of a dick as I'm being about this, I do understand that a lot of this comes from the pain of loss. You know what I'm saying? So those
Mhm.
that end up listening to this, you know, looking for me to just completely shit on this guy and like, no. Was it bad business? Absolutely. Do I still sympathize for what he going through in his heart and soul and mind with losing his people and shit like that? Yeah, I get that. But at the end of the day, though, you know, I got to treat grown men like grown men. You know,
It's understandable.
if he was a 14-year-old kid tripping like this, it'd be a whole different story. I'd be like, you know what? You young, you don't know. Dude's older than me. So, you know, you can only give
Mhm.
folks so much grace before you just have to start treating them like adults and just like, look, man, you're doing too much and we got to get away from you, you know? And as you
Yeah.
can see, you know, we try to get away and here he comes right behind us. Oh, hey, look, I want to tell my side of the story.
Oh, who did that
Okay, so-
drawing, by the way?
Which one?
Of the front cover
Of the vinyl?
documentary.
Oh, that was, what was her name down in Oxford? Help me out, right?
So good.
It's escaping me a little bit right now.
Is it like colored pencils she did it with?
I think it was watercolor.
Yeah.
Oh, watercolor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
watercolor.
I'm sorry, but her name is escaping me right now.
It was something like Amy or something. It was Anne. I think it was Anne.
Amy Ann. There it is.
I'm gonna get my ass kicked for this one.
Can you look that up at all, Mick?
That's what I'm trying to do right now.
Oh, gotcha.
My introduction to a lot of punk was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. And this just
Yeah.
is what it is. So, and I'm not knowing the difference between hardcore punk, oi punk, skate punk, East Bay.
Now you do, though.
Right now I do, and it's because of Omar.
He was your
Yeah.
punk rock mentor.
He was a lot of people's punk rock mentor, reggae mentor, gospel mentor,
Oh, yeah.
R&B mentor. Like,
He could play it all. He could
and
play
he
it
I
all.
know.
literally could
That's
play
awesome.
every
Well,
single
wow.
bit.
Yeah, we were that morning. We were supposed to go to his church, which I don't know if you guys are going to be there or not. But the reason we did not is because the show went super late, and we ended up
Yeah.
playing like second to last, and we
Right.
played at like
Yeah.
3 a.m, 2:30 in the morning.
And that was the thing about Omar. It didn't matter how late the show went. He was getting up and playing church in the morning.
Mhm.
I know it's
every
nuts.
time.
He blew up my phone. He's like, "You coming?" I'm like, "Dude, I've been sleeping for like 3 hours."
Like, man, no, we not coming. I can't tell you how many times they tried to get me to come to church, and I'm just not a church dude like that. So
Me
Yeah,
neither.
I really wanted to go. We had talked about it like a bunch. But dude, I'm not going to church for 3 hours and then hitting the road and driving back to Chicago from
and the-
Memphis.
And the South, it's something about the South that just make your body do different sometimes. I done seen people do some amazing stuff to make sure they made it to church.
That's good.
I
a good
done
thing.
seen it in my eyes. I'm like, man, look, y'all are some good ones, man. Y'all, look, I love the Lord, but come on now.
Well, hey, so I actually have to go do something real quick. I am at work. Sorry.
Oh, no, do you think, man?
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Yes, the world's fucked up and society's fucked up and people can be pretty fucked up. But if you focus on that, you're going to miss the good stuff. And you're definitely not going to make anything any less fucked up. That's what this song's about. It's called Hope by Run Into the Sun, featuring Chuck from Snake Eyes.
Can you segue into cease and desist a little bit?
Yeah.
No,
I was just gonna say, like, I hear all the passion and the emotion and the fury in cease and desist.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
carried over, and I'd hear that legacy of Omar carried over, and so like with cease and desist, like, are you guys going in that same direction? Is that what the message, everything? Are you carrying that too, or
The message itself like when you say it's carrying over, absolutely. I mean, you can't help but carry that spirit onto what this next phase is, and I almost see it almost like the whole other side of the same coin, you know.
Right.
As far as Negro Terror is concerned, it was definitely, especially with Omar at front and center, it was definitely more so of an American Oi centered band. This, like I said, with cease and desist, the spirit still remains, and that's still very much a part of our DNA. But I think
Right.
more so, I think more elements, more different other elements from different other subgenres of hardcore, post-hardcore, and other elements of rock kind of like seeping in a little bit more. And of course, shout out to Ping, our new bassist and everything. And shout out to our sub bassist too, in case Ping can't make it, Leo Ramos. And so with this new iteration, it's like I said, it builds upon that foundation that Omar left us. But naturally, I think it's more elements that are probably going to be added, or well, not probably, but are added and sprinkled in a little bit.
Absolutely. Like I can definitely say there'll, not to give away anything, but there eventually, will be some more, elements of hip hop infused. Not that we didn't do that in Negro Terror a couple times. We never put it on wax.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We never put it on wax. So it'll definitely be, because we, at the end of the day, we have to do what's true to us and what sounds good to us, what feels good to us. And we also want to, we trying to rock the crowd too. You know what I'm saying? So, and we, I mean, at the end of the day, we're having fun, man. We're having fun and everyone's just, we're throwing the ideas at the wall and going with it and seeing, like why not, like our bassist literally told me, he was like, you're rapping on this record. Like this record we're working on right now, like you're rapping on this record and you're soloing on this record too. And I don't want to hear shit about it. And I'm like, yes, sir. No problem, sir. No, what's worse is him and a friend of ours, a good friend of ours, Kari Wynn, they like double teamed me about soloing. They were like, you got a solo, you got a solo, you got a solo. And I'm
they
like,
weren't lying though. They weren't lying.
They weren't lying. But yeah, it's definitely going to be, it's not going to sound the same, but it's going to sound good. And it's still going to have those elements that make you think about, 88, 1988, not that other bullshit. It'll make you think about that early 90s and stuff, but also it might make you think about the early 2000s. It also might make you think about yesterday. You know what I'm saying? It's, I don't think we'll be getting too like electronic with it. If you know what I'm saying,
right.
Not too far into that because that kind of complicates your state, your live shows at that point. Shit starts costing money. And like it's a lot to do for three guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, it's just in aesthetic wise, it can be, especially from where we came from, it's aesthetic wise, it can just be superfluous. And so now we're morphing into something else totally. And so,
Yeah.
Right. I think the EP is a good launching point. Like definitely like great foundation. And you can only go up from here, guys. I'm like, because I like when I finally got to really dig into the EP a lot the last couple of weeks. It's great, man. I really, really appreciate it. It's good stuff.
That is a weight off my fucking shoulders.
I'm back and I like the EP a lot too. I bought it on Bandcamp.
Man, much appreciated. Much appreciated. Yeah, man, that's a way to like that was literally my first go around writing a punk record with my buddies here. And it's scary when your mentor is somebody like Omar, and now that guidance isn't really, it's there in spirit, it's there in spirit, right. It's there in the memories, but I can't, reach over to him and be like, hey man, does this sound all right? Does this sound good? Does this do this? Am I doing too much of this? Am I doing too much of that? So hearing that really helps me out. Appreciate that.
Yeah, it was good to hear it. And I was a little sad it wasn't under the name Negro Terror, but because it kind of it has that vibe. It would have worked. It would have worked.
That's what we were
going
what I mean? For. And,
like
and
I
a
didn't
lot of
hear
those,
it. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say a couple of those riffs were riffs that I had just stored up for whenever Omar needed some input on like the second record, because the first record he already had like written out. Like I said, he had his bass lines and everything wrote out, and he already had his ideas of what he wanted to do with that first EP and that first record. So I had stuff just saved up for maybe a second or third record. So it kind of unfortunately just kind of got moved up.
But you guys never even got to put out a full record.
And that's the
which
part
you
that
have.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sort of have parts of it.
I mean, I've heard parts of it, you know.
Yeah. But I know there's not vocals to everything, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard, man. That's what I heard. I heard it's not fully done, but like I said, there's been so many stories, you know, you know.
Okay. No one will know for a long time, probably.
Probably, man. Like when it drops, I'll be a very happy guy. I'll say that much. When the people get to hear what Omar had left for us, it's gonna be dope. And you know, it I hope one day it can be on every streaming platform and all that other good stuff.
I hope that as well.
Yeah.
That needs to happen. Where do we sign?
Yeah.
Right.
Where's the petition?
What percentage do we give? You know what? The petition might get their ass to do it. I don't know.
Let's do it.
David supposedly got the record, so I don't know. Y'all sign a petition. He might act right. He ain't gonna do it if I ask him to do it.
That's just a huge bummer, man. Like that happened to me with one of my bands with October Bird Death. We were writing our third record and we had, I think, seven songs written, and we were going to go record, and just shit hit the fan. And those songs, like that still bugs me to this day.
Oh,
when something is unfinished like that.
Man, I talked to my dad, not my dad, my friend's dad down in Atlanta, who was like the first person ever to like try to school me in the music industry. He's a DJ down there. And I told him the story, and he was like, "Yep, welcome to the music business.
It's the worst. You spend so much time."
Right, but it pays off at the end of the day, because people like you were hitting us up, and you know, punk rock flea market and just the whole punk community, man. Like once we found out that like folks really gave a damn, you know, we were like, oh shit, maybe we can do this shit. Maybe this season this shit will work.
Yeah, because I hit you up right after, I think like a week after you released your record, because I spent a week with it.
Yeah.
And what I was going to say earlier is, if that would have came out as Negro Terror with you two and then whoever else you got, I think it would have worked. Like I think those songs were solid enough to be Negro Terror songs. Like they're really good songs.
I mean, yeah. If I wasn't taught how to play it right, then I wouldn't have been able to write it right. So
yeah.
So in a way, Omar's a part of it still, eh?
Absolutely. Like if there's one thing I'll never do, is I'm never going to diminish that man is responsible for what I'm doing right now, for what Raid's doing right now, as far as like what we're doing in the punk world. Like he ushered us in, and he didn't judge us. He didn't sit there and go, oh, you never heard of this? You never heard of that? You never heard of Agnostic Front? You never heard of this? You never heard of Aggro Knuckle? You never heard of this? You never heard of that? You know, he just like put us on, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like the way
that's nice, because a lot of people do that.
Right. Like the way people are supposed to.
Who's watching TV?
Yeah, somebody's watching TV.
Stop.
I'm behind two different doors, so I don't know.
There's something going on there.
Ray, what you doing?
I think his mine's on low or whatever.
Okay.
But
what's up?
I think the volume is on, but the volume is on like super low. But
I can hear it really well, but
yeah, me too.
One moment.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
But yeah, man, like
appreciate it.
If it wasn't for that training, man, because like the part about Negro Terror that probably I think every band should emulate is we were a band for like a year before we played a show. Like that, I think that's the only thing Cease and Desist didn't do, but we're Cease and Desist, which is a continuation. Right. So it's a different story with that one. But like at the end of the day, though, like he trained us the way like motherfuckers train ballerinas. You know what I'm saying? The way people train dancers or
he made you wake up at like 4 a.m. Get the hell up.
Nah, he wasn't that bad.
Eat your Wheaties.
But he was very much, I mean, we had some late practices. Let's put it that way. And we definitely, you know, played shit over and over.
I believe it. He was a showman. He knew what
absolutely.
he wanted. Yeah.
Absolutely. And just as a also as a showman, one thing I admired about him so much is that he was a showman and that didn't really have to move around too much.
Right.
Like he had the whole crowd in his grip, and he would maybe
Well, he had
take.
so much power too.
Yeah, it was
Just
just
the
like
charisma, just that charisma
Yeah.
alone.
right,
You know?
like he
Like he
drew it
opened up
in.
his mouth and his voice came out, and you were just like, "Holy shit!"
hmm
Absolutely, especially people in Memphis that knew him just for doing reggae and shit.
Yeah, right, right, right.
Yeah,
Like,
that probably blew him away. Like, what?
oh man, they
You
didn't
had
know
this
what to
inside of
do.
you?
We used to love to fuck with people who like start playing like reggae before we like actually kick into playing Negro Terror shit. Just be like, oh, okay, this is what they. Oh, Omar's got a new little
Yeah,
side
psych
reggae
out.
project, and it'd be like, psych, motherfucker.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. Yo, can I say something real quick? Look,
Yeah.
I can tell just by speaking with you two that you love Omar, that you cherish the memories with Omar,
Absolutely.
that you love the band. And the reason I can tell that is because you just put out a new record with Cease and Desist. I think I said Cease and Desist before I left. Excuse me. Cease and Desist. It's a great record. You guys are looking to the future. You're pushing it. You're on this podcast, but you're just glowing speaking about Omar and all the memories. I can tell you love him. I can tell you love
That was the
what,
homie, man. Like
right.
he, yeah, I don't
I
like
can see it in your faces that you're just
like
you
people
have
don't
joy when you talk
understand.
about him.
People don't understand how non-judgmental this dude was. Even if he would go home and be like, man, this motherfucker crazy. He wouldn't do it to you though, unless
Yeah.
you was truly wilding out, which I had my experience with that, so I know. Unless you was really wilding the fuck out, like dude would give you a chance. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
he loved people.
he hung like
Yeah,
he hung out with
definitely.
everybody. He hung out with the church folks, with the hoes, with the dope fiends, with everybody. You know what I mean? Little crazy motherfuckers like me. Like, you know, like he would give you the opportunity to be better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if you really wanted help being better, he would help you do it.
hmm
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to try to come to you trying to go to church? Oh, come to church. Come with me.
Yeah.
No. You feeling bad? Hey, why don't you hang out? We doing this, we doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was always, it was just the welcoming nature of the dude made you want to be around him and made you want to listen to him. Even if he wasn't saying the right shit sometimes, you'd still be like, all right, we riding with it. Fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
And
we're
his-
robbing a grocery store? Oh, you're charismatic about it. We'll do
I
it.
mean,
It's
if
fine.
Omar says it, it must be a reason, right? Like
yeah, and
we're
his-
feeding the homeless with this, right? Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Let's go rob them. Yeah, that's on.
yeah, his empathy was definitely what drew me in, and is what drew a lot of folks in. You know,
Yeah.
his level of empathy and his level of just openness. And I want to call myself as a very open dude myself, so I guess that's why him and I just vibe so well together, you know. And also this coming from like I had to like, you know, drive him back home or whatever after practice for a lot of practices, and
Yeah.
we would just literally just, that's a lot of time spent around each other, so we kind of get each
That's sort
other's
of a
vibe,
blessing in
and
disguise too.
it
isn't
is, yeah,
Yeah.
because
that you might have not seen in the moment, but
right. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'm like, I don't want to drive him back, but
Right.
then when
now you're glad you did.
yeah, because honestly, it's literally like, okay, I'm really seeing this dude for who he really is, and also we're just vibing to not only everything going on in the world, but also with music and art and where the band is going and just everything. So yeah, I got to spend a lot of time around that dude and got to know him a lot, and was blessed enough to be in this particular band with him. And so all of that, it was definitely, like you said, a blessing in disguise. It really was.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's crazy too because he might have been like a local Memphis hero, like you guys kind of said.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, like with the reggae and stuff, but like you guys grew that together, that punk rock side that he had always had.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, and
Yeah.
and
But like,
he had
and
been
he
in punk
chose
bands
you
before.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
he-
no, but this was his
Yeah.
punk band that he grew, like
Right.
he maintained and he put together and he grew, and he chose you two. That, you know, and you guys blew up there for a minute.
Yeah, man. I remember him telling me, he was like, you know, I got you because first of all, you got a big mouth, so you gonna tell
Nice.
everybody about it. And second of all, like, you know when to, when it's time to, get serious with shit, and when, I know you dedicated. And I was like, yeah, like when something's this good of an idea, and you come from the background I come from, where your introduction to like really getting into rock music was like Rage Against the Machine and shit like that.
Hey,
And
that was mine.
Right. And then like even before
Mine was
that,
Rage and Descendants.
right. And like even before that, like as a kid, like a lot of my first experiences with really life was Pan-Africanism, and listening to a lot of, like revolution music, and then of course, going through the 90s and not being around that as much, because you know shit goes in and out of popularity, you know what I mean? So definitely
Oh yeah,
very much
especially
against,
then, right? Now
right,
it's
right.
whatever.
I mean, it's like, it's the whole like being educated in black thing was like a gigantic thing in the early 90s. It's always been a gigantic thing in all honesty, but as far as like in popular culture, you know what I'm saying? So me being able to do something that I really enjoy and not have to stray away from the problems in my community. You know what I'm saying? Because, as Negro Terror, a lot of people was on some like shut up and play shit. And it's like, our band name is fucking Negro Terror. Do you really think we're not going to be political?
Right.
Right.
Like, what the fuck was you thinking? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense. So, like, expecting us not to talk about police brutality or talk about homophobia, transphobia, you know
Well,
what I
that was
mean?
your
Like,
platform too. That
right. That's
everyone
the
kind of knew
whole
that,
thing.
who knew you.
Like, sorry to all the, white folks out there that thought we were only going to talk about addiction, but like, no, we're going to talk about more than that. We're going to talk about shit that affects specifically the black community, for these young black boys and girls and non-binary folk that is out here going through it too, and feel like they ain't got nobody that got a voice for them. You know what I'm saying? Or the voices that they get are all going to be somebody, that's pushed by a media conglomerate or something like that. No offense to any all black punk bands that are getting their shine right now and doing their thing. Much love to Meet Me at the Altar. Love them. But yeah, just being able to do that, like, that's the dream for me. That's the dream for me. Like, to not have to just make music that, kind of like how people thought, like, I know, Wiley, you'll get this, how a lot of people thought Rage Against the Machine was really just like talking about like their parents and shit.
Yeah, which is crazy because I didn't know that people thought that. But then there's people who came out on the internet and they're like, when did Rage Against the Machine get so political? And everyone else is like,
since
what?
always.
That
Right.
was that was their platform.
The
Right.
entire thing. What do you think the machine was? The washing machine? Come on, man.
They didn't watch any. They didn't watch any videos. Like every
Yeah.
single video.
Apparently
like,
not.
what?
Apparently not.
They
You didn't even
must've-
have to watch videos. You just had to listen to the songs.
Well, that too. But most people don't even listen to the songs. I'm saying if you watch any of their videos,
Any-
like,
there you go.
anybody, I'll say this right now, and I don't care who I piss off. Anybody that listened to the entire Evil Empire record and didn't realize Rage Against the Machine was a political band is a
Right.
fucking idiot.
Yeah,
Yes.
your ears are closed.
I'm rolling down Rodeo with a shotgun.
With a shotgun.
These people ain't seen a
brown
brown-skinned
skin
man
since
since
their
their grandparents bought one. That's not political at all.
All right.
Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude. I mean,
So being able to do that is awesome.
So everyone in the hardcore community talks about Zach De La Rocha's, band before. He was in a few hardcore bands before, but Inside Out, right? As like his best band. Like, yes, Inside Out was great. They did an EP, but I don't care if it's not cool anymore. I love Rage Against the Machine, man.
I love
Rage is iconic. Yeah, whoever
Such a
doesn't
good
like
band.
Whoever doesn't have a respect for Rage is like low key lying to themselves.
Lying.
Like, I don't care if you don't like their I don't care if you don't like their aesthetics or their particular sonics. They low key defy odds for the 90s. Kinda was in the zeitgeist, kinda, but at the same time not. were a low-key paradox within themselves. They were signed to a
Wow.
major label, but at the same time, they are a socialist band.
Well, but
that
hold on
are
a
for
second.
the
Back
people.
then, you had to be on a major. That's what people don't
Yeah,
understand. Like,
you had to be.
That too.
no one would have known who they were if they weren't on a major label back in
Yes.
1996.
Right.
95.
Not like that anyway. Not like for primetime MTV
Like,
or what have you.
I
No.
got into them because of the Godzilla soundtrack.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
shit! I forgot they had a song on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if
Yeah.
it wasn't for the Godzilla soundtrack, we wouldn't even be talking right now.
That's crazy.
Straight up, like that record is
Isn't
the
that
reason
weird?
Yeah, like all that whole record, Green Day, Silverchair, Rage Against the
Yeah, and
Machine,
that Green Day song
Wallflowers,
had the
the roar in the
Godzilla-
background.
Yeah, I love that part. That
It was
my
the
favorite.
it was the laziest remix ever, but it worked.
It was so good.
It was the laziest remix ever. They were like, "Hey, just get that song we got and just throw a fucking roar behind
Yeah.
it."
Yeah.
But it was awesome.
But it was
though.
awesome.
It was so
good.
awesome.
That whole
I-
soundtrack is awesome.
It
Yeah,
is.
I wore that CD down to the that laser burned a hole through that motherfucker, man.
That's awesome. That's crazy.
But yeah,
Man.
so, yeah,
That's crazy. This is crazy. I'm so glad we have you on. I'm so glad I reached out to you guys. I'm so glad you actually put out a record with
Yeah,
Cease and
man.
Desist.
look, we had to. Do
Hey,
it.
where can folks get that? Did you guys already talk about that when I was gone?
No.
No, we did not. But www.seesxdesist.com. All no spaces, no hyphens, and none of that. It has literally everything. It's our merch shop. It's our music, videos, shows coming up. All that's on there. It's all in one little easy peasy website.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you can, and it has all our social media shit too. So
Yeah.
Are you guys going to release that physically?
actually, yeah, hold on. Well, it don't matter because no one's gonna see this but y'all. But yeah, we got CDs now.
Oh,
Nice.
Are they
Yeah,
up on your website?
Not yet
Yeah.
because I gotta get my shipping shit together. But yes, we are working on that as we speak. But the Bandcamp is up. We're streaming on every major platform. So add us to all your playlists, all your crazy punk rock playlists when you're angry and want to beat people up.
Well, so I saw you were on the Chicken Ranch record show.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
that
yeah.
was fun. That was the South by Southwest, man.
Yeah.
Are you, speaking of that, going to maybe put out a record with them?
Possibly.
Oh,
We-
God,
we-
that'd
we've
be so
had-
awesome.
We've actually had a few offers from a few folks. This one guitar company, oh my God, what's it called? It's like Sioux, like the Native American Sioux, SIOUX. And they make like pedals and guitars, and I think they sell records too. And so they hollered at
We're talking like vinyl records.
yeah, vinyl records.
Cool.
And so they hollered at me about, we gonna see, but I definitely Chicken Ranch has done us really good. They did Negro
Yeah.
Terror like awesomely. They
Yo, I have that
Really
7-inch.
turned
You
away.
know, it's going for like $50 to $80 on.
dude.
Uh,
I found that out years ago
Yeah.
before everything blew up with Omar's brother and stuff. But when I found that out, I
On
was
Discogs.
losing it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know what Discog was until that.
Oh, dude, if you like records, you should not go to it because, or
Yeah.
I should say if you're a record aholic, you should not go to it.
I cannot
Yeah,
say I'm
you'll-
a recordaholic, but
I
can
am. It's
say-
bad news for me.
Oh man, because I definitely saw people were like flipping it and shit. And
Yeah,
I
well, they
already
did that.
saw they're
They
doing
did that with
one
the
German
the
one.
new one. Yeah.
Oh my god,
See, that's the thing is you didn't get. So this was my mind thought. Like, so you didn't get one. I'm like, man, I should really send it to him. I'm like, but that would kill. I'm a record collector.
nah, you're a
need
record
that
collector.
right.
Keep that. You're a record collector.
There's no way I would flip that. I can't. That drive. It's so weird when people buy them and flip them for 3 times as much. Like I don't. It's like selling tickets. It's such a disservice to
man. If I
to
wouldn't
punk
get,
rock and hardcore.
if I wouldn't get sued for selling them, I'd sell the ones I got left. But
What?
if I got some 7 inches left. I got some
How many
7
do you
inches
got left?
We'll talk later.
Yeah.
We'll check it
Yeah,
out.
We will
we'll
talk
talk later.
later.
I got some different color patterns for you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Now I will say this: there is
My
one.
birthday's coming up. No, I'm just
There is
kidding.
one record. There is one record that was made that literally, and I made sure of this at Omar's funeral, that only Omar's family has. It is a cerulean blue, like clear vinyl.
Oh
It
wow.
is the sexiest vinyl in the world, but I made sure that his family had that.
That's awesome.
So if you ever see that anywhere, you know, they lent it to somebody or sold it to somebody because there's literally only one.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I have the marble blue one, right? That's the one that they put out.
We put out
There was more than one?
blue. Yeah, we got a blue one,
Yeah.
a purple one, a black one,
What?
and a clear one. I gotta see
Chicken
what
Ranch put those out?
Yeah, they I think
Oh,
we're
man.
thinking about doing a green one more time just to put it out.
And you're allowed to?
Well, at the end of the day, that was already out before Omar passed, and a little bit of Tennessee law for you. When you drop a project as a musician in the state of Tennessee, business wise, you legally become it becomes a legal partnership.
Okay.
So
And he didn't own the name before that either.
No, he didn't. But
so it'll show that.
But also, when you're dealing with family, you know, different people be executor of different people's estates. So
Oh.
Omar's estate will get his part, absolutely.
That's
and-
good. That's fair.
Yeah, and that's just
Yeah.
that on that. And we've made sure through talking with the guy at Chicken Ranch and all that stuff that if there is, you know, money to be made, that to make sure that Omar's estate gets what it deserves, because like we're not here to steal nobody's shit. I'm not here. Like I said, the big thing is nobody's here to steal anybody's shine. Nobody's here to push Omar to the background, as you can see.
No,
talking
I
to
don't
us.
see. I don't see that at all
Right.
from you
And,
two.
and hopefully, you know, dude will see this and see, you know, we ain't that bad. But also, when people got their mind up made about you, you know.
But look, as a fan, I want to see it happen. Reunion shows, at least. Give us 2.
Man, I would. I
with
can tell
Omar's
you-
brother. Put it
I
together
can-
with Omar's
I
brother. If
can
you're
tell you
listening,
right
Omar's
now-
brother,
Man, look,
make this
that's some
happen.
years.
Put your
That's some
feelings
years
aside.
away. That's some years
come
away.
on.
Because that means I'd have to put my feelings aside too, and I'm still a little sore. I ain't gonna
No,
lie.
you said we talked behind the scenes. You said you would.
I'd consider it. I said I.
I know you would. I know you would. I know you would. If he came to you and was like, look, I'm sorry after hearing that. I'm not saying this is like,
Right.
like this is gonna heal anything, or
We're
that's
trying
not
to
why
we're trying to push positivity, but at the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
time, you got to be realistic. And it's like
right.
when someone sits there and not only just kind of does you wrong business wise, but then starts to lie.
Sure, but for Omar's sake, I know you put your feelings aside and do at least a reunion or a benefit or whatever.
It
What is the word?
It would have to be a benefit.
Yeah, for his family.
It would have to
benefit.
It would have to benefit somebody. It would have to benefit somebody in need. I would say maybe the fight towards police brutality.
Okay,
something like that, maybe. But like I said, these are things. These are things some years away. I can tell you that if the possibility were there, it would be some years away. Because
as we know,
shit to do.
life is not long.
This is true.
And you guys have fans out there. I'm one of them.
This is true.
So
and hopefully y'all love all this.
get your shit together.
Look, man, love all this season of sin shit we got coming. And
I do.
And you know,
I'm not trying to take away from Cease and Desist.
right.
I'm
Memphis
just saying.
music.
I'm just saying. I'm a Negro Terror fan. I'm a fan of your drumming. I'm a fan of your guitar playing. I remember when I saw you guys play live, I was blown away. It was really good. The energy. You guys brought the energy. You're right. Omar's a big, like people know Omar. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
He kind of sat there and played his bass, but he didn't just sit there and play his bass.
Exactly.
Like, he had fury running through his whole body, and you could see it pouring out of him.
Feel it, man. It's like it's coming off of him. Like
oh yeah, for sure.
Like when you see football players on a cold game day, and the shit just
the steam.
Yeah, there was a couple shows where that shit happened to him. That shit was
Yeah.
kinda cool.
I believe it, man.
Yeah, on his
I
head.
believe it.
I
believe it.
Kind of cool.
He was a force.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, missed that man.
Me too.
Absolutely. He's finally getting a note on Beale Street, which is like our Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He's finally getting a note on Beale Street, and
That's amazing.
We've been waiting on that for like 3-4 years, so it's good to see that'll happen.
Memphis punk rock royalty.
Oh, speaking of that, I actually got contacted by our local Museum of Science and History, and they're doing a exhibit about the guitar in Memphis, and they're doing like they're focusing on like several different genres that have like a big history of Memphis, one of which being punk rock.
Nice.
And they
They
hit
reached
me
out
up.
to you.
They reached
Nice.
out
Yes.
and I sat down with the lady, had a real good conversation with her last week. And tomorrow I'm gonna drop her off some of the stuff that would have been in the background, but I had to take it down so I could let them borrow it. Just like an old movie poster and some merch. And I sat down and told her basically what I told you, the whole history of the band and everything. And so yeah, we're gonna be we're a part of history now, apparently.
Wow, that's amazing, guys.
Not to mention the I almost forgot, where is it? We're in a book by the lady that did the artwork for our vinyl. Reagan. Oh, what is her
Oh,
last name?
yeah. So
Yeah.
the
she did a-
vinyl is a drawing.
Mhm.
The
There it is.
wow.
Yeah, he's got it. Yeah. We're in that book.
That's awesome.
They-
So that's the lady who did the artwork for the
Yeah.
Chicken Ranch one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did a book called The Secret History of Black Punk, and there we
Oh,
are.
there it is. There it
Yep.
is. Have you
Oh,
seen that?
wow.
That's photo's amazing.
Yep. It is so awesome. And
Wow.
we're so happy that she included us. Like, that's just, it's all mind blowing to me.
It's
all
a great
mind-blowing.
illustration too.
It
The
is.
fact that we're in the fact that we are in music books right now, and
Like, whoa.
just like this is the third one. This is the third one
Yeah.
that we're in. That's I'm still like a lot of this personally. It's still sinking in.
Mhm.
It's still I'm of course loved having it, and I love collecting stuff like this for my own personal collection, but it's like it's still sinking in that people are still paying attention. People are just discovering us in different
Yeah,
places.
that's
People
true.
are still following us, and people would care so much to publish us or to just expand on us as an actual topic.
Right.
That to me is just crazy in 2023, and I'm sure there'll be more coming. So again,
Oh,
it's
for
just
sure. Yeah.
you're like, what?
And while we're on the topic of people, keeping up with us and letting us know that we're loved out here, much love and shouts out to the guys at Rebelmatic and the guys in Horror. Like the guys, because I heard through the grapevine, the guys from Horror came through Memphis. They did a show here, and they went to the venue. It's only so many venues here, and we done played them all. And so they were asking the promoter. This is what the promoter told me. Hey, ain't this where Negro Terror is from?
Mhm.
And so
Wow.
shouts out to Horror. I think they're about to do their Australian tour. And big love to Rebelmatic, Creech, and all the guys, man. We were playing a show at the High Tone, and we were playing behind somebody else. We weren't playing a Season Desist or Negro Terror. And we're about to get off stage, and Creech comes up to us and gives us our props, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, I know you niggas, yeah." I was like, "Oh shit, he know us," and he let us know about like this little like group of folks that just like know about us and support us, and was wondering what happened when all the pages got taken down, and people was like hitting folks up. Like I was like, wait,
I mean,
there's
that
like
page
a group of people.
had a big following too.
It
Yeah.
did. It
Yeah.
did.
And you guys kept it active, which I thought was good.
Yeah, man, I had to. And that page caused so much drama.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
It caused so much drama just because when everybody's got access to the page, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes shit gets posted twice. Sometimes shit just happens weird. But and if you look on Facebook now, there's I think there's still a Negro Terror page up, but it's really an old page.
I only
from
saw a
one of Omar's
documentary
old bands.
page.
Oh, you didn't see the? Okay, so maybe it's
No,
not
I
up there
didn't see
anymore.
it.
Because for a while it was up on their old soul. What was it? The Soul something. I forgot what their old band was. Omar's old punk band,
I don't know.
the Soul Rebels or something like that. But yeah. So any Negro Terror pages you see up ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't.
That's unfortunate. You were the one that was keeping it going too, right? For those few
Yep.
years.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was.
You kept it really
emails.
active.
I did my best, man, because like I said, I was still a newbie to the culture, so I had to make sure, I was saying the right stuff, and that I was,
Yeah.
putting
Yeah.
the right shit across without coming off a way I don't want to.
Well, so Omar kind of put that. He's not, like you said, he's not that great with technology and stuff. So he
Right,
kind of
right.
gave you those reins, right?
Yeah, yeah. He was like, "Look, man, do your thing," and I would, I would always, well, I ain't gonna say always, but I would definitely come to him about certain shit and be like, "Yo, is this okay?" Da da da. Like when we first started getting threatened by neo Nazis and shit like that, they're, we'll come down there and blah 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 blah. And
Yeah, I
you
saw
know,
some
I
crazy
used
stuff.
right, and I used to be a little bit more rowdy than I am now, so I'm the kind of motherfucker be like, "Fuck y'all, come down here then." But I got to deal with Omar and Raid's safety as well, so I can't just be inviting motherfuckers down here to fight. And
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Even though some of them, I don't think nobody came and started trouble, but we have it on good authority that some folks did show up that thought they was gonna start some shit, and then between authorities that were contacted and the homies and the sharps, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the sharps. That person didn't feel comfortable enough to do that.
Well, good.
So they felt it would be a smarter idea to leave that show with all their limbs and all that. So
With all their teeth still.
right, with everything attached that they came in with. So
Yeah, yeah.
and whoever that is, if you're listening, smart move, buddy.
So I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you guys. I'm gonna ask you guys a question here to kind of wrap it up. And I think I know the answer. But so, do you guys think about if Omar did not pass, what would
All the
happen
time.
if? Yeah,
All
Yeah.
the
but
time.
you as well.
Yeah.
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 All the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Like, so you guys just started to blow up. You guys had been a band for around 5 years at that time, right? 4 years.
Barely four.
Barely four. Okay. And with that video hitting millions of views and your page was blowing up, everyone is getting into Negro Terror. And I think if you would have dropped that record, you guys would have exploded.
Absolutely. There's no doubt.
You already were exploding with that video, but you just would have, it would have
like we had the
went through the roof.
basis. We had the basis from Lucero producing our shit. Like
Right.
That's amazing.
we had like real, like folks was really trying to throw money into what we were doing and really trying to get behind us. And there's no telling what would have happened. And when I say that like in all honesty, like it really could have gone either way. Because one thing that people have to understand about Omar is that Omar loves his family more than he loves anything. More than he loves me, more than he loves Negro Terror, more than he loves playing music, anything. It was his family first.
So you think there could have been a wedge there?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because you never know what's going to happen with families. Like, somebody might have got sick. Somebody, he might have got sick and got better, and then we needed to just get him more healthy, because that was really the plan. When he came out of the hospital, our plans for if he did, when we were saying when instead of if, was to like I remember literally sitting down with Omar's brothers a couple of weeks before he went into the hospital, because it was kind of sudden how he went in, and we were already talking about canceling shows.
Did he got an infection, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah. And I don't want to talk too much on that, because
that's
I
fine.
actually do not know the medical shit, and I don't want to say anything wrong.
That's fine.
All I know is what happened when I talked to him before he went to the hospital. When I talked to him, he told me he thought he had pulled a muscle in his ass. And that's not what it was. That's not what it was at all. I believe in the what they put out to the public, it was septic shock, I believe, is what took him out. So yeah, had that not happened and had he got better, there was going to be a big hiatus just to get him healthy.
Yeah.
Because like we can't sit here and be blowing up and people inviting us all out to Europe and LA and all this other shit, and you not healthy enough to, get through the airport.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, nobody wanted that, as bad as folks wanted to succeed and do this stuff, because that's another, narrative that, he was overworked. And part of that is true, because Omar.
Yeah, but he works hard though.
Exactly. Omar was the kind of guy to play a show until 3-4 in the morning and then get up and play church at 7.
Yeah.
So like, a lot of stuff is out of all of our control. But
yeah,
had he still been around, it literally still is a flip of the coin of what would have happened. I can tell you right now, had he lived, Cease and Desist wouldn't be a thing. I would have never thought of that. You know, that Cease and Desist, as it very much is a continuation of Negro Terror, it is still very much born out of conflict.
Yeah.
And that's not, and it's not just conflict between me and Omar's brother, it's also conflict within myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's hard to beef with your dead homie's brother. You know, you want to be like, all right, I'm gonna let him slide, but shit, how much you gonna let slide? You know,
It's a sad story. It's sad that it had to come to that.
right? Like, call me out my name all you want to, but when you start taking, you know, what folks done built away because you feel like your brother deserves 100% of the credit and we was just there, like, what am I supposed to do with that? Am I supposed to just bow my head and go, okay, I'm gonna walk away now? Like, no, I'm not doing that. That wouldn't be very punk rock of me.
Well, I knew Omar, but I didn't know him as well as you guys did, of course.
Right.
But the times we did talk, and I think he would be 100% fine with you guys and he would want you guys to carry that out because he was, like you just said, your hardcore punk mentor. Like,
Absolutely.
he taught you and showed you, and I know for a fact he has a huge heart. He loves people, and he would have wanted seen you guys succeed no matter what.
You know, crazy thing, I remember talking to him one time, and I believe we were talking about his health, or we was talking about something pertaining to that. And I remember telling him, I was like, Omar, you realize if something happens to you, this band don't work no more. I was like, if anything happened to you, this shit don't work. I didn't realize how much truth I was telling that day. I thought it would just be because, you know, and this is just me being real for a second. I honestly did not think that the hardcore punk community would just take me and Raid in like that. I very much followed up behind Omar, and I was like, if we don't have Omar, these motherfuckers is not finna fuck with us. And I was super 1,050% wrong as fuck.
Well, because you're his family too. You're his punk rock family, like his hardcore family.
Right. And like I said, my experiences doing music, I've seen a lot of people stab each other in the back and shit. So, and a lot of people just get left for dead because, you know, the person they like the most is not fucking with them no more. So it's like, all right, cool. So we don't fuck with them either. So it was
that's human nature though, I guess.
Right. So it was refreshing as hell to know that there was this whole community of people that was honestly, first of all, like worried about us. Like, what are those guys okay? What are they doing? Da da da. And like this same community understood what was the truth and wasn't just ready to just believe anybody because they was related to Omar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like everybody related to the Jacksons. Everybody got a story about the Jacksons. Oh yeah, you know, I'm such and such Jackson. I knew him back in '68. You know, like
there was a good year that you guys were dealing with that. I saw that you had to justify your side, and I'm sure that was exhausting.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
annoying.
And the thing is, in all honesty, I never
annoying. Yeah.
Damn, these motherfuckers is racing. Sorry about that.
Well, you got cars racing behind you?
Yeah. I live right next to a highway and in between a highway and a major street. So yeah, they be zooming down here. But yeah, a lot of that I did because I felt I had to, but I found out later I didn't have to.
What do you mean by that?
I felt like I had to like put my foot down and be like, this is what I am, this is what I did. I'm not, you know, and all that yada yada yada, you know, and come to look up and realize that like people knew and was well aware of it. Now there were a lot of people that just did not want to get involved because it just wasn't their shit, it wasn't their beef. They want peace in their life, and I understand that. And my apologies to every neutral motherfucker I went off on, because I gave some people the business because I'm like, yo, like you saw me do this and you just gonna let this shit happen? You saw me and Raid doing this shit and you just gonna let this man do us like this because this man brother dead. That's what y'all gonna do to us? All right. And so my bad, y'all.
Yeah, when you take yourself out of, because again, that's raw emotions right there. That's
absolutely
what fueled that.
Oh yeah. There was a big fuck everybody week that I had, but I got out of it.
The 7 stages of acceptance.
Telling you, man. Telling you.
We all go
Yeah.
through it, man.
And band breakups be like fucking relationship breakups, man. You be listening to
Yeah,
heartbreak
yeah,
songs and shit.
yeah.
Sometimes worse.
I'm at the house just listening to Luther Vandross, sad than a motherfucker, just here and now.
Even though
That's
his
awesome.
songs are not sad, but anyway.
I know.
That's hilarious. Well, Mick, ask them the question. Let's wrap this up.
The
Ask
question.
them the coffee and hardcore question.
Well,
Unless you
before
got
I
another
ask,
one.
well, no, before we ask that question, I just want to know what's next for you guys. What's next for Season Desist? What you got coming up?
More shows. We got Punk Rock Flea Market in Knoxville and Oxford, Mississippi. We're playing with Voice of Addiction at the Cobra in Nashville on, I
Yes,
believe,
indeed.
April 14th.
April 14th. Yeah, yep.
They're from my neck of the woods.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Can't wait for them to come down. I can't wait to come back up to Chicago too. We had some good times up there. What else we got coming up? Eventually getting a video to everybody. I'm still working on the treatment for that.
That'd be cool.
And eventually getting y'all a record by beginning of next year, something like
Awesome.
that. Because we want to, make sure this one's well produced. That's
That's what the world needs.
Yes. The first EP was pretty much me, right? Kind of pretty much the band making it happen with the technology we have available to us, which luckily we have some pretty dope stuff available. So, but we definitely want to do it more, professional, make it sound a little bit, fuller, better.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I
see
mean?
that you're a guest on the podcast and you have a better mic than I do.
Yeah, this is the
And a
mic.
better speaking voice.
The crazy part is I got this mic off of Amazon for like $50. I don't know what company it is, but it works amazingly. I've recorded
Sounds
so many
great.
vocals through it, and I don't know where the hell. Like I got to go back through my Amazon history and be like, all right, let me get a couple of these.
Yeah. Start your own podcast like we talked about. You better do it.
I'm telling you, look, it's gonna be me and Raid, man. It's gonna be me. Look, we had an idea for what our Toxic Song podcast, where you just go back into the '90s and just like listen to love songs and then just point out the toxicity in all of them.
That's funny.
Yes.
That'd do well.
I'd listen to it. Be
Yeah,
perfect.
I'd listen to it.
Right,
There's a
right.
few ideas. There's a few ideas that we have that we're kind of sitting on and thinking
Look,
about. Like there's a few. So
Right. Raid himself is a podcast. This man is an encyclopedia of music knowledge. If you haven't realized that by talking to him,
there's a couple of ideas, like music ideas for podcasts. I'm like trying to juggle right now, and it's gonna happen. I don't know when, but it is gonna happen eventually because like
That's good news.
It
Yeah,
has to.
we'll promote it. We'll listen to it.
Oh yeah.
yes, indeed.
So ask them the question, Mick.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So we always ask everybody this: what is your guilty pleasure? It can be a TV show, a movie, a series of some sort, music, a book, whatever.
And by guilty
Like,
pleasure, we mean tell them what we mean by that.
we mean like if people found out that this is what you guys are into, they'd be like, "What?" But you can't say there's no such thing as a guilty pleasure. Yeah, there is. Come on.
Yeah,
So-
come on.
Let's see.
and
Give
I'll
it to
tell you
us.
that there has been some doozies in the past, so don't worry about that.
Oh man, guilty pleasure. What would surprise people? Like it obviously can't be a music thing because people know we listen to everything. So
Yeah.
let me see.
Hmm.
That's a hard one, dude.
Yeah.
That is a difficult one. Shit. Guilty pleasures.
Dun 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 dun. Jump in anytime, either one of you.
I really. Oh man, right? Do you have one yet?
You can do music if you think there's something crazy.
Ah man.
Or you can skip it.
Well, you know what? I'll say this. I can tell you that most people would be surprised to the music that's played on the way on road trips for Season Desist. It's definitely not what you think. Let's put
Let's
it
hear
that
it.
way.
What do you got?
it's a mixture of it's a mixture of stuff that you would expect, but also is a mixture of just like, because normally it's in my vehicle, it's in my truck. Think like a mixture between like hardcore stuff that you expect and like 90s 2000s road trip mixed with Lilith Fair.
Wait, road trip? Like, come on, what do you mean?
As in, like, if you like think like some certain music from like, say, like,
Are you listening to
90s or
Third Eye
2000s.
Blind on your?
Do
on your
I?
road
Oh, they're one
trips?
of my favorites. They're one
There
of my
you go.
favorites. Yeah.
That's
So
what I'm
think
saying.
like 90s,
Matchbox
2000s,
20.
like,
Okay.
That's what I think of road music, right? I think of like
think
Right.
road trip
Matchbox
stuff.
20.
Yeah.
Third Eye
You're
Blind.
not being 100% right. Let's get real with it, man.
Was he listening to like
It be
Marky
so-
Mark
it-
and the Funky Bunch? Or
No,
something?
we be jamming some pop like a motherfucker. I'm talking about
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
we be
Absolutely.
on. Look, man, it
Yeah,
ain't
it is
it ain't
pop-
nothing that don't get played in that truck.
Yeah, it can be some of the most sweetest, catchiest, and some might even say girliest pop.
Yep.
To
So Adele.
Oh no! Oh, worse than that. I'm talking Backstreet Boys, baby.
yeah, we're talking about back in the day.
Everybody.
All for one.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're talking about
That's
back
what
in the
I
day.
needed. I
Yeah.
needed names.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
everything from like
O-Town. We
yeah,
bumping
everything-
O-Town.
everything
Oh, yeah.
everything from Backstreet to O-Town to Spice Girls to
Oh,
Nice.
this is
Look,
nice.
Selena.
to Selena, yeah, to Lighthouse.
Salt and Pepper.
maybe.
Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Lighthouse.
I claim that band. I don't care what anybody say. I claim that band.
I liked Hanging
I
by a
claim that
Moment.
band.
Hanging by a Moment's my shit.
Yeah.
All right.
But everything is it like is we literally
I'm not here to
listen
judge.
we literally listen to everything.
Now, I will say I'm the one that brings the
sounds
gangster
like it.
shit. I'm the one to be like randomly banging gangster shit when everybody's asleep.
What are you bringing, like 90s gangster music or what?
Look, from 90s till yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Yesterday.
Because I like I don't want to be one of them dudes that gets old and is like, oh, I don't like these young guys. Like a lot of this young shit, like is it the greatest example for children? No.
No,
Yeah, well, it never has been, but
never has
Right.
been. Right.
but we
like-
all listen to it as children.
Exactly. And like sometimes the gangster shit just gets you moving. And like I like drill music. I know you from Chicago, so I know you know all
Yeah,
about
I know.
drill.
Yeah.
So I fuck with Dirk and them folks off of 64th and shit. I like them. I like how they get down. I like the way they beat.
There's a whole
sound and shit.
documentary about that.
I know it. I watched
Yeah.
a Vice one.
Yep.
It
That's
was-
what, yes. Yep.
Yeah, that was real. That's some wild folks over there. Shouts to the folks in the Wild Hundreds. You know what I'm saying? Shouts to the folks on the South Side and the West Side.
Yeah. It's
But yeah, I love Snoop, Dre. You already know. Like God,
so you a Tupac or Biggie guy or both?
both. I
Both.
would say I'm both, but gun to my head, Tupac. Tupac makes me cry. Biggie, not so much.
I listened to Tupac more when I was young than Biggie.
Like I like Biggie. I like Biggie's flow. But there's only so much.
He's more catchy though. I feel like
Well, there's only so much Biggie you can listen to because he only had 2 records.
Yeah.
Like Tupac had a nice little collection before he passed.
Well,
and-
didn't Tupac only have 2 records and then they're all remixed?
No. He
No,
had
I'm just teasing.
He had
I'm just
Tupacalypse
I'm teasing.
now.
I'm
He had-
teasing.
Okay. Now there are a lot of them verses that have been put in a
Yeah.
whole bunch of his songs, and I'm like, dude, how many times y'all gonna use the same verse?
Yeah.
It reminds me of God. There's bands that do that all the time. Like they just re-put out the same songs or with different
Mhm.
parts in it.
Right.
It
We're
drives me
trying not
crazy.
to be that man. We're doing our best to give you nothing but new.
Yeah.
Because yeah, but if you come out to a show, you're still gonna hear some Negro Terry. That's a guarantee.
Absolutely.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad you guys can still do that. Yo, so we're gonna take the listener out. What season desist song would you like them to listen to?
Ooh, good question. I'm gonna let Ray do this one. Ray, what you think?
Oh,
I would say stand for something.
stand
knew
for
it.
something.
Cause because that's what we're trying to do even now. Stand for something.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for being on the podcast. I really
Yeah, thank you.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
Let's do it right now. All right.
Hey,
See you
Thanks,
later.
man.
the slick piss they chose not to see. Didn't ask to be fucking equality. We thought it was free. No longer asking why. At this point it's do or die. Stand for something, fall for nothing. No longer asking why. At this point it's do or die. Stand for something, fall for nothing. Betrayed, enslaved, led history astray. The lies, replies, no matter what we try. Be great, get cake, make sure they emulate. All they want you to be is something you know you shouldn't be. No longer asking why. At this point it's do or die. Stand for something, fall for nothing. No longer asking why. At this point it's do or die. Stand for something, fall for nothing. Fuck your separation. We'll steal the education. They want our mutilation. Fuck your subjugation. We'll steal the reparation. They want our mutilation. No longer asking why. Stand for something. No longer asking why. At this point it's do or die. Stand for something, fall for nothing.
Bonus round.
Hey, this is Mick, and I'm just dropping in real quick to tell you we got a bonus on this episode. The band Nuclear Future from West Virginia, that's right, from my neck of the woods, sent me their latest single that's dropping April 30th. They're dropping a single and a video for their song Murdered Outright, or MOR, is coming off the EP that's coming out real soon called Murdered Out. Check it out. Here they are, Nuclear Future with MOR.
Brother up the engine and the bird I ride. For the reason why I the moonlight. Just keep talking from the venture side. Covering up my soul, one another say why. I got to run, I got to run. Exit this tube, exit this life. Don't say nothing, don't say bye. Never fell home, never knew why. When the noise goes, I'll always have a fight. I'll cover your reasons, the whole of this all was lost my mind. Spill your mother line, now I'm all broken heart. Ready to be fly.
Now we return you to our regular scheduled program in progress.
Mick,
Yeah,
that was a talk. That was
that
a
was
good
a
chat.
talk.
That
was a
was
good chat.
long. That was worth listening to. Thank you if you're still listening, because some of you might not know who Negro Terror was, but I do. And I think they were an important part of punk rock hardcore history for a
Yeah.
short amount of time. and I think you should check them out. And I think you should listen to Cease and Desist.
Yeah.
And we super appreciate the guys for being on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super
grateful.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Super
I had
grateful
to
to
cut.
have them on.
I had to cut a little in there because I'm at work, dude. My life is hectic right now, man.
Right. I know.
Got
It's
got my
sad.
car stolen last week.
Which is God, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Super busy at work. Maybe without you just dropped another run with Becoming the Archetype, and it's all this crazy 6-7 screens with all this crazy detail, and yeah, it's a lot of work. And
for a band that's retired or done,
yeah.
they
Well,
sure
Becoming
as
the
hell
Archetype
keep
came back.
going. I know.
Gosh, just so many things have happened. Like the other day, I was letting Nan, our dog, out, and I was putting stuff away in the hallway, and I heard this thump thump. And Libby and I like run in the living room, and she tried jumping on the couch and had fallen, and she wouldn't stand on her leg. So I'm like, oh great, she broke her leg, right? So I try to pick her up gently, and she goes, oh. So I stop, and so I'm just sort of touching her feet to make sure her leg's not broken. Like if it hurts, trying to figure out where it is. And I think it was her hip. So, and I was just about to leave for work too. So we call the vet, we get an appointment like a half hour from then. I pick her up, carry her to the car, put her in the car. Libby takes her to the vet, and I'm watching Boy. And I guess we find out she has a neurological misfiring in her brain. And so, yeah, it's not telling her limbs what to do. And I guess when she jumped, she must have hurt herself. But she seems okay now. But they're not sure how much longer she has and how it's going to affect her long term.
No.
So, yeah, we're just kind of dealing with a bunch of other stuff too. But it's just like everything just kind of boom, 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 boom. So,
dang.
So, yeah. In this chat, when he's talking about mental health and when he's going through all that stuff with the band, I can relate in this moment. As I know you can relate. You were going through some stuff too.
Right.
So it's just tough right now, but
it's 2023, man.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, yeah, it's a new year. And then by the third week, everybody's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're dealing with insurance right now, and it's a pain in the ass.
Dude, I can only imagine. Insurance sucks. Just
sucks. They did get us a new car seat though, because the people who stole our car broke Boy's car seat because they couldn't figure out how to get it out of the car. So they bought us a new car seat, which is cool. But it's gotten to the point where we have to go online and buy our own parts and to get reimbursed for them. Yeah. Wow. It's a nightmare. Yeah. And I've been talking with my dad. I called the mechanic about it. Libby's been doing tons of work. She's been calling the insurance place and the rent-a-car place. So shout out to my wife. She's keeping it down. I'm watching Boy.
Dang. That's crazy, man.
Pain in the ass, but
like, is a mechanic actually going to fix it, or you guys have to fix it? Or?
No, the mechanic's going to fix it. It's our mechanic, but the part. So basically, Kias and Hyundais are getting stolen left and right because of this TikTok challenge thing. How to steal, and they posted a video how to steal a. So basically, it's an oversight in the company, right? Like, so you know how BMW, like, if you bring it into the dealership, and they don't have a key, like they have a universal key for those BMWs or whatnot.
Right.
So they thought it'd be a good idea. This is what I am taking from it. I don't know if this is the actual honest truth, but like from what people have told me. So they thought it'd be a good idea to be able to start your car with a USB. And so people realize if you smash out the window, you cut the steering column and you stick a USB in, it starts the car. And so almost anyone can steal it. So we basically have to get rid of our car now too. We're gonna get it fixed up and sell it so this doesn't keep happening. Because I guess like a dude got his Kia stolen 3 times, and then he put
serious?
And then he put a club on his car, and they smashed the window, broke in, and started it because thinking it was funny just to drain the battery. So he's like, I gotta get rid of my car. Yeah. And like, so this is the last thing. I know we're trying to keep this short, but we got this. This put me in a really bad headspace. So we got it. Some people were like ringing our doorbell at like 2 a.m. And we heard like that's what they do a lot before. Libby, before we were dating or even married, had that happen, someone was ringing the doorbell and someone came down and they busted the door down, like the glass in the door, and like was trying to rob everybody in the apartment complex. And which was not super far from where we live right now. And so we got a security camera put in our back, and it's a Ring camera. And so we get hooked up to a network that's like surveillances, you know, like 3 to 5 blocks.
Right.
And dude, it was so bad. It was like people stealing catalytic converters in broad daylight. There was like a guy stealing it while his buddy was holding a gun, staring down cars as they drove by at like 4 p.m. And then it's like 3 people pistol whipped, 2 have to be hospitalized, a person shot just 2 blocks down in your alleyway. And like, it was just all this stuff over and over. Like on a Friday, I think every 10 minutes it was a car part stolen. And then people shot and armed robberies, and like they call them porch pirates, where they steal your mail. There's like 100 of those a day.
Right.
People trying to break into your house. Look out for this person. And I was just like, I started because it's like,
yeah, dude, it's like
in my neighborhood and 3 blocks. And like,
right.
I just started sort of having a panic, maybe not a panic attack, but my brain was just like overloaded with all this.
Yeah.
So I switched it to, I can only see lost and found pets.
Yeah.
So now I get notifications, and I tried turning the notifications off and I couldn't. So it says you have to choose one at least. So I chose lost and found pets.
Because we have a couple of Ring cameras up around our house, and I had to get rid of I know what you're talking about, because I had that too, and I actually got rid of it because and that's just for my neighborhood where I live in West Virginia. I can only imagine what it was like or is like in Chicago.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine it because it drove me crazy here, and it's almost as bad as like around here on Facebook there is a Parkersburg whatever scanner group. Like there are old people that sit and listen to the scanner all day and then post what the scanner says, and so you can see like what's happening around. And like I can't even be a part of those because I instantly start, my brain or whatever. And Lens is the same way. Like there were points when we in our old neighborhood when there was always stuff going on. Like I would tell her, like, you have to not be a part of those groups anymore because you're never going to get any sleep.
It put me in a dark place mentally.
Yeah, I can only imagine what that would be like. I know what it's like here. So in Chicago where you're at, it's multiplied by 1 million.
Well,
I can only imagine.
Well, it started making me very angry.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, towards like the people I work with and my family, not my boy, but like I would snap on Libby, and finally she's just like, look, you need to stop. Like, you need to stop listening to this stuff, following this stuff. To me, it was almost like, you know how people get sucked into the internet? Like I usually only go on to promote and stuff. So I don't really see all that crazy stuff mainly. And I only go into like hardcore and punk groups and stuff. And there is that stuff, negative stuff in there. But like, it reminded me of like people who can get sucked into the internet.
Oh yeah.
Or social media, and get super depressed. But it was like in my backyard and beyond,
Right.
So
it
put me in a dark place. And so I apologize to all those people. Sorry. We were
public now.
Well, we were supposed to like have a birthday party for me last week, and we had to cancel with Libby's parents because I was bumming. It was just everything. It was our car getting stolen.
Right.
It was, everything that was going on, and it just did not put me in a good headspace. And to be real, like the last year, I've been a pretty negative person, man. It's been a bummer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm supposed to be in this positive hardcore band, and like, I'm not feeling much positivity these days. And it was a bummer too with John Joseph episode. Like, I read his book, looked up to him, and it's like, dude, that dude's just, I'm sorry, he's not a positive person.
Right.
And I told you, I'm done. I'm done supporting him. I'm done supporting Harley Flanagan. Like, he got a hold of me like 3 times over email, and that dude is just there's something not right with them. You called it. You were completely right. I just got to be done. And like, I packed up my PMA effect and my hoodie and I'm giving it away, sending it just to a dude that I know. And it's fake. It's not real. And I didn't want to be that too. Like, see, this is like the inner struggle that I have. Like,
Right. I get it.
part
I
of this
get it.
positive hardcore band. And I want to let people know that I'm struggling with it. And it's real to me. Like, negativity is definitely attacking me. And I'm a grumpy old man right now. So I'm trying to be better,
Well,
but
right.
it's hard, man.
I mean, but that's the thing with PMA though. It's like if you would be positive all the time or try to make everything positive, then I mean that's not reality.
Yeah, I know, but like I'm not even looking for the positive now, though. It seems like
I know, I get it, but I mean, with all the shit that's been going on and everything else.
Yeah, but everyone's got shit that goes, like you said, like
No.
people can't use how they grew up when you're 40 years old or beyond. You can't use how you grew up as a crutch anymore, right? You gotta change your life. Otherwise you're going to be the same. Otherwise it's just going to be your excuse forever. And you're going to be a shitty person with a good excuse. I don't want that,
Right.
So, and I think it has to do with too, like our band's wrapping up. So I'm not really doing music right now. And since Boy's been born, I haven't been able to work out really because I've been so busy at work.
Right.
And with Boy, you
Yeah.
know. And so it's like, I need to this podcast has helped a ton. If it wasn't for the podcast, I feel like I might go PMA bankrupt.
Well, you also have to understand that you're also in a new season of your life too, because now you got a kid. You didn't have that before. And
no, but see, that's the thing. Like, we have this thing called the fun zone. It's like this huge.
I've seen it. Yes.
Like, it's like a huge pack and play, but it takes up our whole living room. And anytime I'm in the fun zone with Boy and there's cartoons on, like we watch Doug a lot. We watch Bobby's World. We watch Tumbleleaf. You probably know what that is.
Tumbleleaf is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We watch Peg and Cat, I think it's called. Peg plus Cat.
Yeah. I get the theme song's going through my head right now. Yeah.
Pete the Cat is one of his favorites.
Okay.
Pete the Cat. He's one cool dude. Anyways, he like when I'm in the fun zone, that's the most positive ever, man. Like being with my son in the fun zone is where it's at. Like that is real life for me. That's like everything melts away, Yeah. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got the fun zone.
See? The fun zone, the podcast.
Yeah. I ain't PMA anymore. I'm fun zone.
Fun zone.
I'm fun zone positive. Deal with it. This is fun zone hardcore coming at you. But anyways, I know we're going to keep it short, but it helps bouncing that stuff off. It helps maybe knowing that someone else is dealing with this kind of stuff. And like, I don't want to be an imposter either. Like after the whole John Joseph thing, like when he was talking to me behind the scenes, I'm like, this dude doesn't say this stuff online. And I just saw through it all.
Right.
And so I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be fake. I just need you and everyone to know I'm struggling right now with my positivity. So there it is.
We got you, man.
There it is.
There it is.
And I don't really drop my feelings like that often. So do whatever you want with it. Throw it in the garbage, whatever you want.
I would
take what you need from it. No, not you, the listener.
Oh, okay. All right, the listener. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Some people don't know me. They can throw that shit right in the garbage. Take what they want from it. They can build their own fun zone.
Build their own fun zone. We got to push that.
Got to push it. Fun zone hardcore.
Oh, gosh.
Cool. Well, we should probably end this though. Do you got something to say to the listeners before we end? Since I'm rambling.
No. Hey, listen. This is a good episode, so you should share it. You should also share the Scott Vogel episode because that's a good one. And we just did a really cool coffee review and album review episode right before this one. So share that
with Uncle
too.
Steven.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, dude, there is one thing I want to say
Okay.
because we cut it because you had to.
What's that?
Our hockey group.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All I got to
So-
say is, dude, right now I'm wearing my hat. Check this out. So I got a Red Wings hat on. It's a black Red Wings hat because I ain't going to wear no red hat. Y'all know why. Yes, because of Fred Durst. That's it.
Oh, gosh.
Not really though. But I don't want a red hat. Steven found this hat and sent it to me for my birthday, which is tomorrow, which is actually not tomorrow when you're listening to this. But
right. It was last month, but
yeah, it was last month. But thank you, Steven. I'm wearing my hat. But the Red Wings won, which is my team, right?
yeah.
The Bruins won, which is Steven's team. And now I
Right.
claim it as my team because Bertuzzi is on the Bruins.
Yeah.
So I can officially claim it now.
yeah.
And then the Devils won tonight,
Which is Mark Sylvester's team.
Mark's group. Your Ducks will not win.
No, they won't. And this all
But I
happened
think-
a month ago.
Yeah, but this is to my point. My point is we are technically a hockey hardcore and coffee podcast, but we can't be a hockey podcast
Right.
because we record stuff so far in the future that people would just be like, "What? That was like
Right.
1,000 years ago."
right.
And I wanted to say, because I said it in the Scott Vogel episode, but I kept cutting in and out because I had to be at my house, which I don't get good service, was the hockey group, man. The hockey group actually keeps me going, and that is so great. I love
Yeah.
posting in the hockey group. I love Mark Sylvester. I love that he somehow got me rooting for the Devils. Like, come on, whoever thought of that? That's crazy.
Yeah. Listen, Wiley posts in the hockey group whether anybody else is listening or not. It'll be 1:00 in the morning, my time, and you're posting, which is good
Yeah.
because I wake up the next morning, I know everything that happens.
Yeah, but you really read all. Sometimes it's like, shit, fuck, nope.
Yes.
What? He scored. We're winning. Damn it. He saved it. Oh, Mark, he scored a goal. Damn it. No, it's good. They won. Yeah. Like, that's seriously how some of the texts read.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm just insane. You got to get going. I can see you're looking around. Let's end this. Let's
All right.
let's end them out with I'm babbling. Come on. I'm
All right.
excited now. Let's end this with Skull Crack.
All right. Here it comes.
I am not a successful adult. I don't eat vegetables and or take care of myself.